But we got a special guest in the building. Gang. We got Tammy in here. All right, so y'all, I'm going to play the track she about to work on. We about to just start working, for real.
She did try to call me. Is everything all right?
Yeah. We got Reese in the building.
Reese! What's up,
Yeah.
New thing, new thing, new thing, new thing.
That's so cold.
Yo. This is stupid.
Yo, that's so cold, man.
Can't look at my heart.
She wrote this off Voicey, yo. That's what's crazy.
Yes.
She wrote
Words
this off
came
Voicey.
right to me as soon as I heard it.
Hey, we in here.
New thing, new thing, new thing, new thing.
Sing it exactly like that again.
New thing, new thing, new thing, new thing.
Sing.
First of all, don't try to psych my mind and hype me up. Sing at the same time. That's how you know he playing.
No, you're doing an amazing job for real.
Thanks.
And I commend you because you pressing through. Imani asking questions that stressed out people ask.
Stressed out and sleepy people.
You said don't sing that. That ain't what we told you don't sing.
Oh,
Oh.
all these daggone new
It's
things.
new thing.
Bring that old thing back.
It's new thing.
I'm glad I get to see this because this is the real, honey.
Now it was good for me that I was afflicted. Hit me hard and I kept on ticking. They dug ditches, but I didn't go under. I'm back bigger, better than before. I couldn't.
That mud can sing, y'all.
Good God. Oh, my
Jess.
goodness.
Jess.
Oh, Jesus.
We ain't never heard this before, y'all. That's number one.
Me that I was afflicted. Hit me hard and I kept on ticking. They dug ditches.
That was beautiful. The exact same way.
I'm back bigger, better than before. I couldn't understand what they had against me. Oh, I'm supposed to keep going. My bad.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Understand what they had against me, but the Lord made it work for me. That was different.
But that was good.
It
different.
was.
That was good. Different. Yes, sir. One more time.
Got this.
It's the way she going with it is
I can't
crazy.
do that.
I can't even describe it. I've never
like
heard.
It's like a pulse.
Let me tell you something though, y'all.
Like, I don't.
The thing about Tammy that is so crazy is there's no other. I've never heard Tammy's voice before. You know how some people can sing, but
Absolutely.
yes,
It's amazing.
yes.
The Lord made it work for me. They meant it for my bad, but He turned around and made it good. He's doing the new thing.
That's it.
Guys, we can't make this up, guys.
Y'all
here
heard
in the
it.
studio with
Y'all
us.
heard it.
Y'all sit right in here with us. We can't make this up.
Praise be unto our
Y'all, we
God.
having fun though. Tammy is insane.
I am having fun with you guys.
This is crazy.
He's doing the new thing. Yeah, He's doing the new thing. He's doing the new thing. Yeah, new thing. He's doing the new thing. I'm so glad that He's doing a new thing.
What up?
Hey,
Is it tonight, Tank?
I thought it was
I keep doing it, man.
like the dunk contest and stuff was tonight, and the game was on Sunday. My day's off. I ain't.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Can y'all hear?
I'm just talking about my Jesus. I'm just
That's this
walking
guy.
with my Jesus. I'm just thinking about my Jesus. Been so good to me. I can't tell it all. Yes, sir.
Yo.
Come on in the room.
Come on, we finna talk. I'm letting them know what we talking about off the ripter.
They talking.
Come on in the room.
We finna share. We finna share personal stories
Come on.
and our personal opinions based on experience.
Yeah.
Tank is a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm politically correct most times, but I have a person up here that is not politically correct who does not care.
I'm gonna be politically correct. I'm just gonna what we say, sharing our experiences.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey.
yes.
All right. So listen.
My experience.
All right. So here. All right. It's about to go down. All right. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure I can see my comments. I don't even know where my stand is, but
Right here.
Stand by me.
Boy, I thought you was gonna go Lee Williams.
Oh,
stand for you. That
Personally.
personally.
stand there
Personally.
personally.
Come on.
All right. So I got my brother, my big brother, Ricky Tank Doldridge Jr. in the building, and we about to talk. We about to talk quartet musician.
Boy, the life.
TJ said, "Hey y'all,
What up?
What up, TJ?
We about to talk.
The girl.
Hey, TJ, what up?
It's
Ty is in the
life.
building.
Ty is in the building. What's good, Ty?
What's good, girl?
Hey,
hey.
everybody.
Brittany Monche
Brittany
is,
Monche
in the
is in the
building.
building.
She said, "Mr. Tank."
Hey,
Look here.
he home again.
Look
Hey,
here.
he been coming home a lot, Brittany.
Look here.
That boy been coming home a lot, boy. Hey.
Look here.
Hey, but me and Tank finna talk to him. Tank,
Yes, sir.
being a quartet musician.
A quartet musician.
Okay, first of all, let's give. How did you get introduced to being
Thank
a
you,
quartet
girl.
drummer?
A quartet drummer, man. That,
Let me cut you up. You ain't loud enough,
I ain't
Doc.
loud enough. Maybe the mic ain't.
We need the people
Thank you,
needs to hear.
Brittany.
All right.
Thank you.
Hello. How did I become a quartet drummer?
Uh,
Oh my God.
Of course, it comes from the family roots.
Yeah.
Pops played, and then of course my uncles played. My uncle Tommy and my uncle Donnie.
let's give them real context. Let's let them know.
Absolutely.
Let's let them know.
My uncle Tommy was the bass player for the Burden Lifters, and my uncle Donnie was the drummer for the Burden Lifters. And my father has played with a few groups in his life.
Name them.
The Highway QC.
Yes.
Slim and the Supreme Angels.
Yes.
He did a few dates with the Everettis.
Yes.
The Angelics.
Yes.
The early days of William Brothers.
Yes.
And I know Willis Pittman and the Burden Lifters.
Yes.
There's probably some more. I ain't got them.
That's
all.
That's enough for context.
So that's where for me
You
it
can
started.
picture him, picture me, babe. With him. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Directorial.
Hey, give me a fist
Spirit.
bump.
So that's the base of it. That's where it started. And of course, just being in Wilson, North Carolina.
Yeah. Wide awake 2-5.
Come on,
Gang,
wide awake.
gang.
Fast asleep.
That's facts.
Wow.
Hey, okay. Sidebar for a second. I'm gonna tell you why it's fast asleep. So I caught a flat tire on the way down,
Yeah.
and so I get up this morning,
Yeah.
And, you know, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
In my head, people going to open by 7, 8. Not a decent tire shop was open.
Until what, 9 or 10?
About 9 or 10. I said,
Yeah.
everybody decided to take a 2-hour break.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
So,
all right.
yeah, that's why I say they were fast asleep this morning. Boy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got my tire fixed.
Yeah, good in Jesus' name.
Yeah, okay, so that's where my start with quartet, of course, family, and then being young. By I think I was probably, I want to say 5 or 6, maybe 7. My dad was in ministry, but he was still MC a lot of the major quartet shows.
Yes, he was an MC.
And so I would go with him. And of course, by him knowing the artists, I would go and he'll take a chair and put it right behind the drummer.
Yes, Lord.
And every drummer I saw backstage, he'll say, "Hey, show my son something."
Wow.
I never forget the first time I met Bobo, God rest his soul. So I was young and I had my chair like right by him. And he looked back in that voice, everybody who know, son, you might want to move back a little bit. I'll never forget it. And the first song where I was sitting, that foot came straight back there. I said, "Oh, I would have got kicked right in the top of my temple, Doc." So yeah, that's where it started. So hearing it, and then of course, playing it in church. And while playing it in church, we would have concerts at the church as well. So getting a chance to see everybody play, and my dad doing this thing. And I think I want to say, what was it? The first group was Damon Little.
Okay, right, because even though, see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
This the thing about, hey, sophomore, what up?
What up, man?
Hey,
What
so
up, what up?
this the thing. Even though your dad grew up in quartet, you're playing for a choir before you're playing for a quartet group.
Yep. Before I played for a quartet group, we was in the church playing choir tet.
Yes, quartet. It was very close, but not.
it was
but
close.
you weren't on the road, which is
wasn't
what
on the
we
road.
about to talk
I
about.
wasn't on the road. So the first group that
Went
I
on the road
went
with.
on the road with was Damon Little and New Beginning. Shout out to Damon Little.
Shout out Damon. How was that?
Man, it was cool.
Okay.
Because it's the first group I went out with. Now, mind you, I was still doing like the little R&B stuff every now and then with Mayberry and A-Love.
Shout out Mayberry and A-Love.
So it was cool. I mean, you're thinking about, you used to sitting at home on the weekend, or when I did go out and play, it was just up the street 30, 40 minutes away.
Now we're going to different states.
So now we going to different states. We hopping on the cruise ships and going over.
Was that the first time you went overseas?
Yeah, that's when I went to Jamaica.
Yeah, shout out. Tootie, what up, Tootie?
Yep.
So that was the first time you went overseas with Damon.
First time I went overseas was with Damon. We went to Jamaica.
Yeah.
With who was in the band then? That was Jamario.
You, Derek, and Jamario.
Derek, right.
Derek Adams.
Man, rest well, sir.
Yes,
rest well, sir.
yes.
Yeah, so that was my first one, and that experience was cool.
Okay.
For me, it was great being able to travel.
Yeah.
Seeing the different states, stealing all the hotel key cards and keeping them and putting what state I was in. I was like, I went to this state.
Yeah.
It was cool.
What was your favorite gig with Damon?
My favorite gig.
I know my favorite. I know my favorite gig with Damon. No, that might not have been my favorite if you weren't playing.
Yeah.
Were you playing at Fleming?
Did I play at Fleming?
See, no. If you got to think, you.
I don't think I did.
No.
I don't think I played at Fleming.
It's okay. Well, tell me your favorite one.
The favorite gig with Damon, I think it would have to be, I think it was like my first weekend out. We were doing was it the GMWA in Texas?
Oh, that's your first show?
I think that was my first weekend out.
Golly, Tank.
So of course,
but we've been throwing in some fire, boy.
Yeah, and of course, it was cool because to open up Straddle the Fence was a drum solo.
It wasn't like that before you came. It was just like, I got my new drummer Tank.
Yeah.
Won't he doing that?
Yeah.
Like, I got me a new drummer. Didn't he do that?
He was
or
like,
am I tripping?
Nah, he was like, I got me a new drummer. y'all let me know if I should keep them. So
Yes.
you start straddle the fence. So instead of it being it was a full out drum solo.
Y'all, I got me a new drummer. Y'all let me know if I should keep him. That is classic gimmick Damon.
Absolutely.
That's how that started. And
Because y'all had what? And Derek was starting to loop with the neo clap in there.
Well, you
with
know,
the
I
So
was-
Sick. You was before Derek.
No. I was running the loop.
Oh, but it had. Did you have the So Sick clap in there?
Yeah.
But was it Derek MP?
Yeah, it was there.
But yes, okay. So I ain't tripping with the
Once they realized I could hit stop and start on time.
Yeah.
You take this. This is now your property. I'm like, man, I gotta set cymbal, snare.
You sound like Chris. You sound like Chris.
Look here, I just want to play. I just want to show the stick. So yeah, that was probably my favorite because that was like the very first show, and it was great. I had a blast, and I think I got pictures up from it. So that was like my first time meeting. I met Fred. I met Kurt. Got pictures with him. Ty.
Yeah.
Spanky.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Thomas Pridgeon was actually in town that weekend. I
Yeah.
believe. For those, Thomas Pridgeon is an amazing drummer.
Yes.
Blazing, like ridiculous. And so I think it was that was one of the first ones that stands out to me. So yeah.
Okay, so babe, you got any questions about the Damon days? It's a million questions. You don't got no question?
You got no
so
questions?
okay. Tell me what the worst gig was with Damon.
The worst gig. Ooh, what is the worst gig? I think one of the it wasn't the worst gig. I just wasn't feeling it.
Okay, tell me.
We were in Tennessee.
Okay, you remember what city?
I think it was Nashville.
Okay.
We were doing the Kojic. It was a Kojic joint.
Okay.
And
I don't know where this is going, but I'm excited.
No, it's because one, we're quartet, and it's traditional gospel singing going on, but we're quartet, so it's still and he pulled my drummer in the solo. I was like, it wasn't a bad solo. It was just that I felt like at that particular time that ain't what we needed to do.
Yeah.
And so what I probably could have done, I was more relaxed and just, blop, blop, doop, boop, doop, boop, cat, psh,
yeah.
I mean, and looking back, that's still the young mentality coming out that, because I ain't feeling I ain't going to play, but that ain't how it works. Like, regardless of your emotions and your feelings, you're there to do a job, so show up and play.
So you got to do whatever they ask, even if he 100%. Gimmicking in the wrong house.
Yeah, so for me, I was like, man, because number one, you talking about drummers galore, and I'm like, man, I wasn't scared. I just thought it should have been more. Let's go ahead and hit this house and let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably the one that I was like. Ugh.
So are we talking when you said Kojic? Are we saying AIM?
I can't remember. I think because Bishop Patterson was still alive.
Whoa! So we might be.
I can't.
Was it in a convention center?
It was the big church.
Oh, it was at church. It was at GE's church.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
Tank, that's Memphis.
Oh well, it's one of them.
It might be Nashville, but I think it's Memphis.
It's one of them. I can't.
With GE Patterson Church. Y'all let us know if y'all know in the comments if y'all know what GE Patterson Church is.
GE Patterson.
So y'all do that, and you're like, man, the night ain't the night. So you like,
bro, I was on like, man.
How long did you play with Damon?
Ooh, I think I played with Damon for maybe about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good year.
And then.
Back at Pop's church.
For how long?
Maybe 2 years, because I'm starting to do more stuff with Mayberry.
Memphis.
It is Memphis. Okay. It is Memphis. Okay.
So yeah, I come back. I'm at Pop's church for about another 2.5 years. Because I'm doing more stuff with Mayberry and A-Love.
Are we still at? Where are we at this point? All of us are gone.
Yeah, we're starting to kind of split and do different things. Okay. We were still floating in and out. Everybody was floating in and out. Yeah. So maybe about a year, and that's when the phone call for Doc McKenzie and the highlights came.
And who called you for Doc?
Chris.
So who was on? Jason was on first, right?
Jason was
because I
on.
have to make sure I tell that. I never know. That was you, Tank. But that's okay, Tank.
Hold
on. Wait, we coming back. We sorry if we hurt y'all ears.
Here we go. My apologies.
I do remember Jason getting on. Me and Ray were in the studio, and Ray tells Jason like, "Hey, Doc is looking for a keyboard player," and Jason is sitting there playing the Triton. I'm never gonna forget. Ray is standing at the mixing board. Mm-hmm. Jason is sitting at the Triton, and I'm kind of like sitting by the door at the upstairs Tank.
Oh yeah.
So you remember? So like, if I'm sitting by the door, Jason right here,
yeah,
right there with the Triton, and Ray right there at the board, and he like, "Yo, man, Doc looking for a keyboard player." And Jason like, "All right, cool." He was like, "I'm gonna let Daryl know." I'm like, "All right, cool." So Chris, did Jason call Chris, and then Chris called you?
Yeah.
Or did Daryl call Chris?
Jason called Chris.
Okay.
Because, that's when they were working on the answers in the music.
And Chris and Jason were familiar with each other because they were playing for George Dickens and the Gospel Disciples together with D on organ.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's coming to me.
Yeah. So
it's coming to me.
Yep. So I was, I think I was riding in the car, and Chris called. He's like, "Hey," I'm like, "What's up, man? Man, would you want to play with Doc?" And so I'm like, "Okay, cool, sure, you know."
Yeah.
I mean,
are you hype about it or you chilling?
Both.
Okay.
Because at the same time, I've been listening to Doc, so that's like
we're fans.
Like Doc McKenzie, come on, man, like what?
That's a listen. If you're a musician, from just the place of musicianship, Doc McKenzie and the Highlights is a upper echelon gig.
Yeah.
From the perspective of how prestigious the presentation is.
Yeah.
That's fair to say, right, Tank?
Yeah, like the quartet upper echelon.
Yeah, that's
royalty,
like that's like
the legends that got us.
Yeah.
You already know Doc is getting ready to come in and kill. So.
And it's like the sound is gonna be good, the band is gonna be tight.
Absolutely.
So to be associated with that is not bad.
No, absolutely not. So it's exciting, and I'm like, man, but I'm starting to build in the other world.
Ooh, you had to make a choice.
Yeah, so I definitely had to make a choice because at that time Doc was every weekend. Like,
so how did you decide?
Honestly, the money decided.
Jake said, listen, this R&B stuff cool, but this man finna be giving me some money consistently.
I'm out every weekend, and I hadn't really started building. Maybe 2 weekends out of the month we were doing stuff. And so it was like, well, hey, here's a consistent check, and here's an opportunity to go out with, a major quartet artist.
Yeah.
And so so that was the call. And then we were it was at that time Ray was still playing keys a little bit. And
so it was Jason, Ray, and Chris?
Mm-hmm. Because we was like, we need one more. And so I was like, hey, we got Pooh.
So you the one that said, let's get Pooh.
Yeah.
And what was the boys' response to getting Pooh? Let's go. Let's tell it, dog.
Man, let's just say we as brothers, we all go through things. Yeah. And the biggest thing in going through with your brother is realizing that we just need to have communication. Yeah. And once we sat down and had a talk and we communicated about what was going on, and we were able to come to an understanding that we want to build a relationship, we want to build a brotherhood that's bigger than what the situation was. Yeah. And after we sat down and had that conversation, we was like, let's go. So y'all had so you got them to talk about it. Yeah. And were you were like the mediator? Yeah. And they were cool. Like, was it a heated discussion or it was chill? No, it was chill. I mean, sweet. Once you realize what it was about. Yeah, neither one of us need to be tripping. It ain't worth our time and worth an opportunity to build with each other. Yeah. So y'all talk, and then how soon after the talk
is Pooh on?
That weekend.
God, y'all, what day did y'all talk?
Because the call went out, I think on like, because we hadn't started, we were still talking about it.
Chris, what up, bro?
What up, bro? We hadn't did a solid rehearsal yet. It was still talks. So it was like a Monday or a Tuesday. We sat down and we talked, and it was like, hey, you know, can we put this? Hey, what's up? All right, bet. All right, let's do it. And
so Thursday y'all rehearse?
That Thursday we was in rehearsal.
With the craziest, yo.
Ah, man.
Today I was. Doc has had a lot of musicians, and Doc has had a lot of very good musicians.
Yes,
but I must say,
a legacy of
there hasn't been many times where, oh man, the whole crew at one time, it'll be like.
And I'm not I'm the one that's not politically correct.
That's why I'm trying to be careful.
I'm not politically correct.
I just don't take. We just talked about being politically correct,
I'm
and then I'm
though.
definitely not politically correct right now.
I got you.
Okay, but here's the thing.
I got you.
From a place of honesty and truthfulness, not from a weird place, but Doc can rehearse any band, and they sound good. Doc can have different players that are amazing within a band. U4 was the first crew where every piece, and it probably has a lot to do with the personal relationship.
Yeah.
And it's like, we got these North Carolina boys who actually are close.
Yep.
Like, they would hang together if there was no Doc gig. And then you put that personal chemistry together musically, and that's the crew that had me like,
man.
Wait, when was y'all first show together?
The very first show was in all of my first show
big
was
one.
It was in Nashville.
Where were y'all at?
Was it Nashville?
I thought Albany was y'all first show.
No, Albany wasn't the first show. Our first show together was in Tennessee. I don't remember exactly where because Tim Rogers was opening.
Wow. So Tim is not even the Tim people know today.
Not yet. And that's because Uncle Reese was still playing with
the Cantons.
Then. So yeah, that was our first one, and it was
Al. What up?
It was a problem.
Tank.
That first show was
Tank. So no. We have to go back.
Okay.
So when you playing with you, Jason, and Ray and Chris, are y'all rehearsing?
Yeah.
Ray is playing ox and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then Ray can't play, and then they like. So Ray can't play all the time, and then y'all like, let's get somebody who can play all the time. And you like, let's get Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
You get Pooh, y'all rehearse. Does Pooh? So Pooh must already. Okay, we're Doc McKenzie fans. It's not much you have to learn in 2 days if you really know the music.
What you gotta
especially
learn
when you gotta go.
You gotta learn Doc. That's the
thing.
That's the biggest learning.
Even if, like right now, if somebody got hired to play with Doc, I don't care what you think you know. It is good that you know the fundamental changes.
You better know.
But that don't matter, Tate. Your mind got to be like, okay, pouring water. But how I go? If we say answer to the music, and then you go to rehearsal, they be like, boom, boom, boom.
Look,
that's not the same.
I have seen.
That's not the same song.
I have seen deconstruction, reconstruction.
Yo. So when y'all go to rehearsal that day with Will, are we like playing songs like the record?
Yeah.
Okay, so we straight like because it depends. If he got a new crew, they try not to do that. Like if they don't got a lot of time, it's just like learn this from this House of Refuge album. Learn this from Hold On. And then you just kind of play it like that until they feel like you know the song. Was that the vibes?
So what we got was a sheet.
God.
They gave us Daryl came in with a piece of paper, and it had about 25 to 30 songs on it.
God almighty.
And we went from song to song to song to
song. And just play it like the record.
Yeah, because of course we knew the songs, but at that point it was learning the feel
Okay.
how Doc moved.
Okay. Oh, yes. So let's talk about that. Because, Tank, you're a drummer. You've been playing drums. You've been playing with your dad. You've been playing these R&B gigs. You've been, you've been doing the R&B gigs. You're playing with your dad. You're playing with Damon. Damon is a freestyle gig.
Yeah.
Damon is a freestyle gig. You go back to church, you're doing your thing. You go to Doc, that is not a freestyle gig. Are you cool with that in the beginning?
Yeah.
Off the rip.
Because you got to still remember, Pops still had us in structure.
God almighty.
So I think that was one of the easiest things for me and Chris going into it, and Jason as well, because him playing with Luke.
Yes.
So, and
Luther Barnes, that is, guys.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Pastor Luther Barnes. I apologize. Please,
Jason was playing with Luther Barnes.
Yeah, and then Chris was with my dad, and then so all of us understood the concept of structure.
And Will is a producer, so he knows structure.
Yeah, so all of us already had structure, so that wasn't an issue. Our issue was learning him. Now, like you said before, all of us are dope musicians by ourselves. What we had to learn to do was play together and play for him. So where he taught us, I know one thing he definitely taught me was, and I got it from him and my dad, was thinking about placement, where I would put stuff versus just because there's an opening and I think I can put this here. Okay, does it make sense to go here because I got 2 keyboard players, a bass player, and a guitar player. So we actually started, listening to each other even more.
So in rehearsal, y'all kind of y'all started to go into map out mode.
Yeah. So if it's an opening, depending on what type of opening, okay, for me, my openings are going in 2 choruses, going into verses, and build-ups.
Yes. So teach the people, Tank.
So that is where my mindset was based off of, and certain words. That's my...
You the king of certain words.
I'm gonna tell you who the king is. The king is my big bro Tron. That's where I got it from. Tron is the king of words because I would listen to how he would play with Bishop. And
he would catch if it's a splash or a rattle on the snare or a kick, he gonna catch them. He gonna catch some of them lyrics.
So shout out to Big Brother Tron. Yeah. I got it from him, and so I knew my parts. And so with the band, the keys, you got your verses, and then certain lines going in and there, and bass with Chris. It depends on where my feel lands and where his begins, and then we kind of knew, okay, you hit, then I hit, or if it's something we could do together where it sounds like the same pattern. So So that we learned.
So is day one? Are we thinking like that day one, or we learn the songs, do the gig, and then we realize, all right, y'all, we got some work to do?
Yeah. So we had the feel. The feel was there. So it was just learning the structure, learning each other on stage, learning Doc, learning what works, and I think probably 2 weeks because the rehearsals feel like you've been there for 4 weeks.
Yeah, one rehearsal. One rehearsal let me tell you something. When you come in there and you don't know nothing, that could be a 10 to 12 hour day.
Boy, look here.
With a schoolhouse lunch or something. But we gonna be in there.
Do not come in there, boy, and don't know a song.
I'm talking about 10 in the morning, and I'm talking about like Tank said. We ain't even got to me yet. Let's not talk about me yet. Because I'm thinking about me, but that's too far down. Okay, so you said it took 2 weeks before y'all were like, okay, we got it.
Yeah, we in the rehearsals. Because once we came, so it would be rehearsal Thursday. We out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Monday, come back home. Tuesday, Wednesday, we chill. And then Thursday, we right back. But when we get down on them Thursdays, it's all music.
Yeah.
It's all concepts, ideas. If Doc hears something, if Dad hears something, if we hear something, it's all in the. There he is.
There he go.
There go
Will in here now.
There go the witness. So yeah, it was really just learning and grinding in those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And just really paying attention and understanding the highlight way.
Yeah, because when we talk highlight way, we mean okay. And this is the thing that I appreciate about Doc so much. If it is a verse, Doc will say, okay, you can play the snare, Tank, but don't play it as hard. Mm-hmm. Or he'll say, Will, don't play the organ, play the strings. Then when the chorus come back in, all right, you go back to the organ, Tank, you can play your snare harder.
Yep.
And it's like, Jesus, that is common sense. But dang, that is right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yep.
That's exactly what you should do. Like,
Yep.
like, and it's like those type of things, like being in those rehearsals. So y'all get 2 weeks, y'all get it down. Okay, so by the time y'all come to, okay, tell me how many weeks it is from the time y'all started, all four of y'all, to the time that y'all did the gig once the Answers in the Music was out, and y'all were playing with Doc and I was playing with George at
Tarboro?
No, the place where we played with your daddy with Noel Jones. That is like, I don't know if it's Henderson, Oxford, something.
I think it was Henderson.
How many weeks was it between the day y'all started in Henderson?
I want to say about 3.
Oh, and said Doc taught Tank how to not play cymbals so much, especially on the drive.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
Yo, Doc is the cleanest, dog.
Where crashes go matter.
Yo, Doc, so that part of him is gangster, like yo, no. Because first of all, he gonna sing the drive for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So Tank cannot be wide open or we have nowhere to go. I've been in show, man, listen. I've been in shows where Tank start off on 2 and Doc sing a drive with us on 2 to 3 to 4. 3 Blind Mice. Please tell the 3 Blind Mice story, Tank.
Hey, look. So 3
Were
blind...
were y'all rehearsing at the house? I ain't gonna say who house, cause we ain't gonna tell it.
Yeah, so yeah.
Y'all were rehearsing at the house. 3 Blind Mice happened at the house?
I'm gonna tell, so the story about 3 Blind Mice, I probably was the maddest ever during this time.
Okay.
But let me tell you how much sense it makes today for me. So 3 Blind Mice, I was, I think I was running the 20-inch crashes.
Uh-huh.
And so I really hadn't started tuning in to what cymbals matter to what song. And so 3 Blind Mice is the song. Everybody know 3 Blind Mice. He just used that analogy that my cymbals need to match what was going on.
Yeah.
And so I was playing the 20 inches and like, I got these 20s, and not every time I hit this 20.
That boy sound like a gong.
Yeah, it didn't make sense for the song. If we're playing a ballad and it's just needed to sustain, then we good. And then,
hey, Aunt Lisa, what up?
Bro, you do. Yes, Pooh.
We already to testify.
And so it also had to do with sound, like being in the building. It was on a situation where my cymbals were a little bit too much for the building, and I'm still learning how to hit the cymbal too. So so 3 Blind Mice had everything to do with the sound, whether it was too much for the song, and if it fit the song.
Yeah. So at the time though, you not trying to hear him.
Nah, man, I got my 20s, bro. Ain't nobody. It's 2 drummers playing with 20-inch cymbals right now. That's me and D Curry.
Yes, D Curry out here too. But and then let's give context.
Mm-hmm.
For D Curry's approach to the Cantons gig was night and day from yours.
Man.
Like you playing for Doc and D Curry playing for the Cantons, that's two. Like D is playing. Yeah. It's like, and they are like
they work.
Harvey wants him playing.
He working.
He like D digging from one song to the next. D is digging.
So yeah, and with Doc is really melodic, and Cantons are too. I'm not, so don't nobody try to get him say, oh no, they were too. It was just the styles were different.
The styles were very different.
And it was like, so that's why now if you see my cymbal setup or whatever I'm doing, it may look like a bunch of cymbals, but you can see that some of them won't get played on a certain song.
Yeah. Hold on, Tank. Keep going, Tank.
Yeah. So just 3 Blind Mice is where it's at. Pay attention to your songs and your cymbals, and if you don't match the 3 Blind Mice, then you don't need to play that boy.
Yeah. So that's when. So at first you had so when did you say, okay, this actually makes sense? Did you ever get to a point where you're like, okay, I feel what he's saying?
Yeah, because it started making a difference in how we played together.
Yeah.
Hearing and of course, then I started learning how to hit it, how to hit the cymbal, how to hit the cymbal in the song. So it's not a full all out stroke. It may be a softer hit. So because not all the time I'm going to be able to set up 4 or 5 different cymbals and make sure that I got this cymbal for this song. So now my approach and my stroke or my strike on the cymbal is different. That way I knew when we did pouring water, I'm not banging on the cymbal and pouring water.
Yes.
So that it definitely came in handy. Absolutely.
Yo, so you got me thinking, like, cause let me tell you something. Let me tell you, oh yeah, she had to, I don't know where she went. She back though. She back. She just, Aunt Lisa, she just walked back in. Aunt Lisa wanted to see where you was at. Tron, Sophomore said you, Tron, and D was his favorite drummer. And to be honest with you, that's the truth. Like I used to love if I could see them three, I'm like, man, this is beautiful.
Man, look here.
Cause they all like it's 3 different gigs, it's 3 different styles, it's 3 different sounds, but these are amazing drummers. So to see it is like and Tank really appreciate them too. Cause
I met our first gig all together. That's when I met Curry, and that was on our birthday, January 6th. We share the same birthday, so that's when I officially met Curry. And
on your birthday, first gig with Doc?
Yeah, the first gig with all 4 of us.
Wow, the one that was in Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
That's
on my birthday.
Amazing.
And I was watching him when I was younger. Like the first time I met him, they came to Goldsboro.
Okay.
And I was just there. I wasn't playing for anybody. I was with my dad.
Yeah.
And that's when he had that marching band snare on 3 legs.
Yeah. Oh the purple one.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
Sir.
So I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Let me tell you. So I got to tell the story, but I'm gonna ask you some more questions. But
sure.
I just thought about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a fan of Doc for a long time. Like I used to watch videos of him at my grandmama's house.
Yes, sir.
But man, that day your daddy took us to the Boykin Center, dog. And that dude was playing that 88 chemo teeth tank.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. Was it the Boykin Center tank?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this one I knew I wanted to play for Doc. I know what we doing with Rev, and I'm like I'm learning all of this. Like Kevin Bond, Jason White. I'm learning these vibes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I love quartet, but I'm learning like the feel and style outside of quartet. Boy, your daddy took us to that Boykin Center. And that big dude, which I ended up finding out he was from Columbia. I don't remember his name.
I can't
but
remember.
because I ended up asking Daryl, like, who was that dude? Tank, you remember that? That dude was nice.
Killing.
I ain't never seen him but that one time. He was so nice. I said, whoever that is. It's like, because I like Junior, Marty, Benny.
Mm-hmm.
These are I know Junior, I know Marty, I know Benny, I know Tony.
Yeah.
These are the only 4 I really know, and I seen them, and it's like, this is dope. I saw that dude at the Boykin Center. I'm like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna be on that stage, because Tank, you don't even play for him yet.
Nope.
I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna end up on that stage.
Man.
But I need a piece of that, dog.
Hey, man.
Because this is, that's where it's at right there.
He was
God, he was killing. I could not believe that a keyboard player with a contemporary style. It was the first time I heard a keyboard player with a contemporary style playing for a quartet group. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that, I was like, it can be done.
And you did it, sir.
Which is we gonna go, Tank. All right, we gonna go. Hey, but we ain't finished. So y'all go to Henderson. Mm-hmm. So how long do y'all play before Jason quits?
We're in it for,
and I'm talking about y'all was smacking too.
Probably about 6 months, 6 or 7 months.
Wait a minute.
So
why does time seem like it was so slow?
You got to remember, I only played with Doc for like a year and some change. The first run. So
why did it seem so long?
Because we was having fun. Because you got to remember, like a lot of people know.
Will said 9 months. Y'all played as a unit before me for 9 months.
Yeah,
it seemed like a freaking lifetime.
Because it was only like a year and some change. Because I've done more outside of quartet longer than I've done quartet. Me playing with Chubbs now is probably the longest I've ever
played quartet in a stretch for a long stretch of time.
Yeah. So you're talking about at that time Damon a year, Doc a year, and even coming back and doing Doc again for like a year. So that's only 3 solid years I've ever just played quartet.
Trey, what's goody? Trey podcast dropped today. I need y'all to go to RXS Entertainment YouTube channel. Trey Burgess podcast dropped today. Y'all go stream The Journey Volume 1. Yeah.
That is my ride home.
Yeah. So it was only
so
y'all play for 9 months. What was the dopest? I gotta ask this. What was the dopest gig with that crew?
Albany.
God, y'all smack so hard. Albany is still on YouTube. Babe, when you saw them for, hold on, because my wife is a musician. Babe, take Trey comment off the thing.
Oh, my bad, my fault.
My wife is a musician. And they were, ain't that when y'all told me Michael Boykin failed?
Yes, sir.
They called me at Glory Baptist because I was tight that I wasn't there. Because I was talking to Shadeen, but I wasn't playing with them yet. So she called me and they called me like, I'm clicking over. They like, boy, you ain't gonna believe what just happened in here. Man. Michael Boykin bust his natural black.
He did.
Babe, you've been listening. No, I gotta set it up. You're from Tampa, right?
Yes.
Y'all, what sophomore say?
He said y'all came right behind us in Albany. Yep.
Had one of those jackets. Yep. Looked like a couch. Yeah, the Paisley. So babe, you a quartet fan. You grew up in quartet. You love the vibes. You're a musician yourself. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard a sound like that before them? Because you know them because I brag about them so much. So at this point, do you already know they playing with Doc? Were you aware?
Because you told me who they were.
Yes, I'm like, watch out for my. Did I tell you to look out for them?
Yeah, you did.
Like the boys finna be up in there. Yeah, you did. I ain't there, but they there. Okay,
you did.
So they up there. Do you know them by name?
I think
at least Tank. You at least know Tank by name. Did they speak to you?
Yeah, because we went out in the
at the table looking at them outfits, Doc. Yeah. We was looking at them outfits, Doc.
They are unis.
Just people
in general. Wow.
It's a fashion show, Doc.
Hey, they be wilding, y'all. We different. We built different.
Fashion show, baby.
Because we young, we built different. So they go on stage, babe. And did y'all do Lifetime first with the MP7?
Yep.
What are your thoughts, babe?
Like, first of all, I love music, hands down.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love good musicianship, like hands down. Anyway, but when I heard it, I ain't gonna lie, because I know the R&B song.
Will said we cracked on everybody that day.
And he did, and y'all did, and did boldly, very boldly. But because I knew the R&B song first.
Oh, you know Just One Lifetime, the R&B song, A Loving You Darling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, but it was so tight.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah.
That sound good.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gotta mind y'all, I'm cupcaking at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And paying attention to the show, but on the phone, literally.
Because I couldn't be there, and I was crushed.
Yeah.
That's when I started to secretly be like, I don't know how I'm gonna get on, but I can, because here's the thing about it. I wanted to try to get on without nobody leaving.
Oh yeah.
That's what I would have preferred.
Right.
That was the dream, was to get on as the fifth not for somebody to leave.
Hey,
Yo, that hurt my heart.
Ooh, that would have been.
Yes,
Good
that
Lord.
was the dream. I'm
All
like,
of us?
yeah, that's what I was hoping would happen.
Lord.
Like that would have been ugly.
I would have been shouting for real.
That would have been ugly. So they go on, and it's like, can you tell that they are not the same as like the typical quartet band?
Sophomore said y'all came on with Lifetime and Doc came out passing out roses. Yes. Yes.
Hey, Doc was on some other stuff. Because y'all got to
Yes.
understand, if you're in the quartet, okay, so we'll explain. In the quartet world, there are staple annual concerts.
The main
for
boys.
Sure. For sure.
And Albany is one of those staple annual concerts.
Absolutely.
So everybody's trying to think of ways to have an amazing performance.
You got to.
And to know that Just One Lifetime is an R&B song.
That was smart.
He flipped it.
To have the Paisley jackets, to pass out the roses with a band. They've got snaps on the daggone thing. They got the vest on.
Sweater
so it's
vest,
a whole,
boy.
it's a whole ambiance. Like it's a brand strategy. It's like from the clothes to the sound to the MP7 to the roses. It is a thought out strategy of like prestige.
Yes,
That's
sir.
literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's
it
like,
is.
it's literally prestige. And it's like, I watched that video like,
That's actually Sophomore's video.
Sophomore, the video from Albany is you
If you look
filming it?
If you look at, because that's what it came from. It came from his YouTube page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophomore, you did us a favor on that one because I'm glad I can go back and see that. I was like,
Man,
this is good, bro.
we were
And it was only 9 months.
by then we were probably in month 6, 7.
What was the worst show with y'all for?
For me, I know my worst show. We was a church in South Carolina, and I think I was tired. I think it was a Sunday show.
Sophomore said, "Yep, I got the whole concert somewhere. Dig that up, sophomore."
What? I can't remember.
So he got him falling too.
Boy, if you got Michael Boykin falling, you
Don't
need to
do
put
it.
that on a page
Don't
and turn
do
the
it.
monetization on.
Don't do it.
We
Yeah,
get paid.
so my worst show was I was tired. Mm-hmm. We had just finished a song, and I started the same song over again.
Dang.
We had just finished the song, and Doc told Daryl the next song. Daryl relayed the next one, and my head was out.
You kicked off the same boy.
Because I think that was one of them.
Hey,
one
Ma.
of them weekends we picked up a Thursday night.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
So that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My head was like, "Yo, I am."
No, Tank. Let's make the story more juicy. What was the song you started off again?
Yes, please tell.
Is it a drum song or is it a count off?
It's a count off pouring water.
Okay, that's not no. Okay, that's not bad because if you counting wrong, that's just the wrong count.
I
What
was
song?
Tank, you didn't start it off. You
I
didn't
was
bada doom,
playing.
bada doom.
I played it.
Wow.
I'm dead serious. We had just finished.
Wow.
Ba-da-doo-da, ba-doo-da, ba-doo-da.
You kicked it off again.
1, 2, 3.
Ba-da-doo-da-da-doo.
Oh, my bad.
That's terrible.
My
I
head.
thought you was like click, wrong song.
No.
You straight played the
I
intro.
was playing that boy, dog. I was. I know I was tired. I was tired.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to me. Because it's been 9 months. That ain't long. So I gotta go to me. But before I go,
I did.
he played through it though. So was it a beat that y'all could just catch up to?
I can't even remember what the next song
Man,
was.
how did y'all get out of that? That's
what
terrible.
I want to know.
So and Pooh can correct me if I'm not mistaken. When I realized what the song was, after I did but I by myself, I started counting the next song out loud instead of counting it back off with the sticks. So what happened? So it's like 1, 2, 3. Oh snap! 1, 2, 3. 3, then we went straight to the song.
What was the song? Will, what was the song?
I can't remember what it said.
Will gonna know. We don't have to worry. No, he chopped.
Right. So I'm chopping it and I count it. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
What was the next song though, Pooh?
The song, Pooh.
It was he thought it was Pouring Water. What was the next song?
Yeah, what was it?
I'm glad Pooh remembered that you chopped through it because that's clever, Tank. That's smart.
But look, I was wrong. If there was ever a wrong moment, that was the wrong moment.
Smart.
Back. And I'm usually the one that's right there. That night.
I'm gonna go to how I got at it, but before I go to how I got at it, I have to fast forward to us doing Daryl Pettis' anniversary, to the worst experience in history I've ever had on stage with Doc McKenzie.
Was I there?
Yes, I'm finna tell you what happened.
Lord have mercy.
We doing the drive. It's me, you, Will, Chris, and Ray Spann. Ray is on organ. We doing the drive, but here was the kicker. Doc had, it was, I don't know the names of the song, but I think it's like, is it Use Me Lord and Good God?
Oh.
Okay, so let me give you context. Yes, let me give you the context. The rule is, we'll know where I'm about to go. The rule is, Doc may do either drives or both together. Whichever drive is last, that's the outro. We know that. Okay, let's set the stage. Okay, no matter what, they have 2 different outros, but if he does them together, whichever drive we are on, that is the outro. We are at Daryl Pettis' anniversary in Memphis. It is loaded. We are right before Daryl. It is a lot of people in there. A heck of a lot of people in there. So they like, outro. Ray Spann says, which one? When he asked which one, everybody minds. He messed us up. We knew what to do. Whatever drive we doing last.
That's the outro.
That's the outro.
Oh,
They call outro. They call outro. He say, which. So were y'all not the ones?
Now we've had that happen before, but
that couldn't have been no.
I don't because I don't think I did. I've never done Daryl Pettis' anniversary, so that might have been the other crew.
No, I thought Ray was on organ though. Let me go.
Because I'm thinking because I don't ever remember doing Daryl Pettis' anniversary, and because
why do I feel like all y'all was there? If Pooh don't remember, y'all couldn't have been there.
I don't think I did. I've never done Daryl Pettis' anniversary. I haven't done his anniversary.
So was that Mick and them?
That might have been the other crew. Was somebody else playing bass other than Ray?
I thought Ray was on. I may be seeing the scene of, oh my God, Will. That's another story. We have a lot of stories.
Oh yeah.
We have a lot of stories.
We did it. Boy. I remember one time we was getting ready, we was doing that joint, and I just hollered one because I already knew what was about to happen.
So here's the thing. If he said once with Maul and Ray, then y'all were there.
Was it? It couldn't have been Daryl Pettis because I don't remember doing Daryl Pettis. And you know what?
Listen, because they did. Okay. Tim Mason, y'all work with me here.
Is that when I probably left early?
Listen, no, it was at a church. Hold on, it might have been Mick and them. Do y'all remember Doc asking us why we didn't play Born by the River that way?
No.
Yeah, that wasn't y'all then. But I could have sworn it was me and you. I could have sworn Ray was with us, but he was on organ.
No, we've had
and
that.
Will was playing, and all 3 of us was playing, and Chris was playing bass.
Now we have had that. Now I ain't gonna lie.
And he said which one, and everybody Tank, and everybody played. We all played different intros, and I felt like it was you that just made us play the one.
More than likely, because I will
everybody stop, just play the one.
I will holler one in a heartbeat.
Will, does that sound familiar to you? I wish Ray was in here too.
I can't.
It might have been making them, but I could have sworn it was y'all. I could have sworn it was because it's like I can see Chris on bass, but I might be thinking about. Did we do the recording with all of us, even with Ray playing? Yes, we did.
Yep.
Remember when he didn't have his uniform?
He didn't have the brown pants.
Hey!
Boy, look here. I think that's the fastest I ever got out of a uniform, Doc. I was still on stage and had my pants off.
Well, okay, so while we'll confirm if that happened with y'all. So anyway, whoever it was terrible. Yeah. And everybody played a different outro.
The train
and
wreck
it was like,
city.
wow, it was embarrassing because there was a lot of people in there.
Train wreck, buddy.
So please, okay, Jason is not here with us anymore to even defend himself, but we finna call him. Okay, Tank.
Yes, sir.
Why am I even hired, bro? What happened?
All right, so we are on our way, and Pooh, correct me. We was doing a show in Virginia, and we already kind of heard and knew what was going on, but we didn't really say nothing, and we didn't know exactly when it was gonna happen. And so it wasn't until that Thursday we didn't even do rehearsal that Thursday because the show was closer to us versus driving to South Carolina.
Oh.
And so he was like, yo, y'all my brothers, man, but clouds call. And you know my motto ever since with y'all and anybody, hey, if you got an opportunity, it's going to put you where you need to be, where your family is secure, where you're secure. I love you. Do your thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we show up to the show, and they like, oh, where's Jason?
So hold on, you have to give better context because here's the thing. Here's the important part of the story. They know where Jason is, but Doc doesn't. He calls the band, but he pulls a no-show.
Hey,
so y'all know Jason ain't coming because
we know. We definitely knew. We told some lies. Lord forgive us for lying. We knew, and so we get there. Where's Jason? I don't know, man. We ain't talked to him.
Pooh said we knew he was going to be pulling, but he hit us up on that Friday, and he wasn't going to show up. We supported it. But we never said anything because we had to keep our jobs intact.
We lied bad. So what? So Doc asked where Jason. What y'all say?
Man, we don't know. We ain't talked to him. far as we know, he coming.
So y'all do Saturday.
So we do the show.
Yeah.
And at this point, now what I will say is, and Chris can attest, the question was, can Pooh play both parts like that?
Of course. And y'all like, please.
Yes, don't worry
because they haven't heard Pooh.
They've only heard Pooh play. I can't even talk.
Yeah.
They've only heard him play
the ox and organ parts.
And I was like, yo, we good. We straight. Blaze the show. But I think it was the look and the freedom to have more.
Yeah. So did y'all have a Sunday show?
We had that was a weekend.
Okay, so weekend. No Jason all weekend.
No Jason all weekend. And so now it's like we need a keyboard player. And
crazy thing is we was already prepared.
Yeah, we were. We were. So now here goes the next question. Who's gonna play keyboard?
So wait, he didn't even go, y'all didn't even go a couple of weeks with just 3?
Well, we did like 2 weekends. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Pooh. It was 2 weekends we went with just us, but then it was like, hey, we still missing. Pooh was playing it, but this just the ear that Doc is listening
because
for.
you have to stop playing main to play horns in real life,
and then the organ in certain spots,
and then there's no organ.
So we like, well, we know somebody,
yeah.
And I'm like, hey.
So were y'all all thinking me, or was there multiple people and y'all decided on me?
I think Ray played a couple of shows.
Okay, so first y'all was like, they was like, let's get Ray.
Yeah.
So what? So y'all playing with Ray, and then y'all like, that's cool.
And Ray was going into I think he was doing more.
Lee's, what up?
I think at the church, and he was building this.
The company is that when he's with Dwight at this time? They're building that together.
Yeah, so they're trying to get that off the ground. So it's like, okay, we need a keyboard player, and I was like, hey,
They wanted Ray. We was like, no. Forget politically correct. We just debunked that.
Hey, Doc.
Okay, because in my heart, I was thinking.
Shotgun.
Let me tell you something. I know my brothers. In my heart, I know that wasn't the real story. I'm like, no. Ray played that week, and the boys was like, okay. So let's set the foundation because Ray Span is our boy. So because I don't like when people get chatty. This is hilarious because we're all family.
Oh man.
Ray is a bass player who knows how to play keys.
Yeah.
But Ray is a bass player. So, just to get that out there, Ray Span is a bass player who is about to play, who's playing organ to fill in. And the boy's like, Nawesome.
Good God, fool.
Y'all boys was like, I know y'all had a meeting, whether it was eating or at the hotel or coming home, like yo.
Thunderbird.
See? Like, listen, what we gonna do?
Thunderbird.
We love Ray for real, y'all. I'm just messing. That's my dog who we love. Absolutely. So
absolutely. He's family.
Yes. So y'all do the joint with Ray.
Do the joint
So
with
then
Ray.
y'all come together and say, hey, no.
Yeah, we gotta.
Who was the first person to say no? Tell it, man. The people need to know our story.
I think it was a collective no.
It was like everybody was like, we all agree. So did y'all put other names in the pot? How did that go?
It wasn't. There were names in the pot.
Okay.
I remember one name that got called out.
Will was the first one to say it.
You know what? That would make sense because of chording and movements and
yes,
stuff. So, yeah.
And he knows what. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of names that came up, and I think with us it became the culture of who we knew.
Yeah. So you're gonna say yes? That makes sense.
Because that's how we were anyway. It was already brothers. Like we come. From the same area.
We can't. Yes, it has to be another brother. That does make logical sense. It has to be another brother.
Yeah.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because from what Chris said, Chris said that he brought my name up, and Will's first response was, he's too young.
Correct.
How did y'all debunk that?
I think it became, if we get him out here, can we get him to roll with us the way we roll?
Yeah.
Can he move the way we move? Can he play? We knew you could play. That wasn't a question. But it was just the concept of you being that young and being on the road. Because you got to remember, Doc is still, this is a name. And it's very few times you have someone that young on a stage like that.
Yeah, because I'm 16.
Yeah.
That's the thing, y'all. And Charliza, the crazy thing is, Charliza is in this. You know who it was who came in, but he came in rehearsal and 30 minutes later, he was gone. Can't say his name, though. Thank you, Pooh, for not saying his name. Somebody came to rehearsal and only couldn't cut it but for 30 minutes. And then that's when y'all was like, whoo, it's got to be somebody from the home team.
Yeah. Pooh, I'm not studying you right now, Doc.
So
we got through a couple of them songs and we all walked out.
Like, nah. So then y'all finally decide. So who takes on the responsibility of saying, nah, y'all, I'm gonna make sure he's straight?
Me?
Okay, that's typical Tank. So y'all like, okay, we know he can play, but can he roll? Yada yada yada. So who called me? Oh, y'all want to know something crazy?
Who?
Y'all want to know something crazy? The first time that I was asked to play for Doc, I was 13 years old.
I could see that.
They came to Ebenezer. I was about to turn 14. They came to Ebenezer. I was playing main keys for Mondre. And Bobo, Tony, and Ron Clark were playing.
Yeah.
Daryl got my number, called me like like Monday, but thought I was grown.
Yeah.
When I told, he was calling me to like see what was up. But then I was like, man, when I told him how old I was, he was like, yo, this is a kid. So of course it didn't happen because it's like, I don't even know how we'll make that work. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a fun fact. Yeah. So fast forward, the boys get put on. Mind you, I already want to play with Doc. It's like a dream thing at this point. Man. So then the boys get on, they put me on. Y'all finally decide that it's just a good idea.
Finally decided.
Okay, so Tank, you call and say, hey, you want to do this? And I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm already around it and I'm aware of everything that's going on.
Come on, Doc.
So first of all, when they asked me to play, I'm used to playing main key. This is a good thing to talk about. When they call me, I've only ever played main keys in a situation like that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm cool with, I was afraid of the kind of aggressive Doc was playing at the time. Me and Tank had a conversation about covering Jamal to make sure he would be comfortable. Yep. Wow. Because Absolutely. Of the pace of the gig? Like the requirements?
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, I'll tell anybody, if you're going to play for Doc McKenzie, you got to have tough skin.
Oh, and y'all weren't sure if, because I'm so young, is this going to tear him down more than it's going to help him?
Yeah. And that was the biggest thing. And I think once me and Pooh talked, it was like, yo, if we do, we got to be there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no little thing that's going to tear you apart and we going to let it slide.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was our biggest thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
because if you young, you come from a town where you kind of like, you grow up with guys that are kind of like that. And then it's like that, if you're used to being lifted and praised and that young dude be killing, and then you get in a situation where you're not emotionally and mentally strong, that can tear you down.
We used to being the big fish
in a little pond.
And now
that's where we were.
And now you head to the ocean.
Yeah, where I'm about to be what we thought was a little fish. It just went way different than everybody expected. Let me tell you.
It changed the game.
But here's the thing. So now I'm about to explain what I was about to explain. Up until this point, Doc McKenzie is one of my dream gigs. However, I'm not really, I've only really played main keys for real. Like, I'm familiar with like aux and stuff because like I'm doing production. So I got a sense of like aux and stuff, but organ, I don't even know what the drawbars do. Like, so I asked Eugene, listen, so check this out. I'm like, I'm at the studio. At this time, Ray is on Pearl Street. Mm-hmm. Right? Hey, listen, it was crazy. He said, but he ignited and it was fire. It was crazy. So I'm about to tell it, bro. So I'm like, okay, cool. Tank call. I'm like, cool. I'm about to do this. It's like, because Pooh's playing main, so it's like, I know what I'm used to. I know what I'm comfortable with, but this is an opportunity I can't say no to. I mean, I kind of know what to do. So we at Pearl Street, and Eugene Barnes is at the studio with Ray. So I'm like, Eugene, I'm about to start doing this gig with the homies, and I don't know what these drawbars do. Eugene sat me down. He said, do this. He pulled the first and the third out, I think. And then he played it. And then he pulled like just the first and the second out. And then he put all the other ones in and he played it. And he was showing me like, this is a warm sound. This is a sound if you just want to play like melodic lines. This is a sound if you want to be aggressive and really full. He just showed me 3 presets, Tank. So I'm like, okay, cool. On the VK7, I think. So I'm like, the Roland, Tank know what I'm talking about because that was the infamous portable that Doc had. The Roland VK7.
Hey, bro, let me say this. Shout out to Eugene Barnes for being instrumental in a lot of our musical journeys.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
Yeah.
I have to say that because he has helped a lot of us.
Yeah.
And some people don't always get the recognition for being that person, but if anybody knows him, and I don't know if you're on Facebook like that, just let him know I said, we all said Thank you, bro.
Yeah, because I had no clue, Tank, and
Thank
I was
you.
like,
And
So
that's for me as being a drummer as well.
oh, because he
bro.
played drums too.
So not to go so far.
No,
off course,
go.
So my church bringing before I started paying attention to a lot of drummers was Steve
Laus, which is one of my biggest influences on keys,
and Eugene. Those were my two go-to drummers. And Donna Ray.
People don't even know that them two play drums unless you know.
Yeah, so those were my two coming up being in church. Because again, I didn't see Luther Barnes and the Sunset Jubilaires all the time because I was still doing church stuff with my dad. So this was.
But you saw like Willing Workers and stuff.
Yeah. So like, let me tell you how cold Steve was, man. And
ridiculous.
They didn't have a hi-hat stand at the church. He played a ride the entire service.
Emmanuel Laus. Amazing.
Played the ride.
Tell you, were you fascinated?
Boy, look here. I took my hi-hat and just put it off to the side.
Wow.
Like, they're serious. Like, I watched these guys do that. Yeah. And just be amazing at what they were doing. And it inspired me. So, if I got a list of drummers that I love, I admire, like my idols, but those two kick-started a lot of the church stuff for me. So
dang.
Shout out to those two guys that I call my brothers to this
so
day.
They were super instrumental for me too. Like Emmanuel Laus, I tell anybody, if you hear me play, like when you hear me play main keys, I tell everybody, I am a little bit like home. Like if I say home and I don't name like Kevin Bond or Jason White. If I say home, like people that I can touch, my playing style is Cornelius Renfro, Emmanuel Laus, Ray Braswell Jr.
Cool.
If you put them three together, that is me.
Yeah.
And then it just evolved over time from like listening to records and Vars having me listening to like Kevin and Jason. But if you were to break down my playing style, that's who I play like, them as one person.
Yep.
So, but at the time when Tank called me, of course I know organ from records. I'm listening to Ray. I'm listening to D. I'm listening to Steve. I know them. I know what organ is supposed to sound like, but I ain't never played it. Of course I know Ox because like we listening to sound check. This is where I'm about to talk. We listening to sound check. We listening to like Luther, so we know the vibes. But at the time, at the church, that's when Greg was real heavy on Paris, right? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I got to do something I've never done before. But at the same time, because remember, Tank, at first, Will was still playing the horn parts at first. Mm-hmm. He was doing like the volume pedal thing at first. So I'm like, if Pooh's doing the volume pedal thing, I'm not about to just play this organ. Wait a minute. What? You mean to tell me?
There's got to be more, Doc.
What?
There's got to be more.
Wait a minute. Let me map this out. If Pooh is playing horns, there's a lot that I can do because I don't have to play the horns. Y'all, did I have the Phantom first, Will? It might have been the Phantom because it was Ray's keyboard. Everything I was playing, Ray owned it. Like I think it was the Phantom in like the VK7.
Yeah.
I think it was the Roland VK7.
It definitely was a Phantom.
And a Phantom X6. And I'm like, Will playing horns. I'm like, I'm like, cool, what can I do? So I'm like, I'm thinking Tank. I'm thinking Paris Bowens. I'm like, let's bring Paris Bowens to these quartet stages. I'm like, I'm going to, y'all remember? So I don't remember none of the rehearsals though. But I do remember them being at the house. Tank, do you remember the first rehearsal with me playing?
Were we in the house?
I think it was the house.
Yeah, it was the house.
So let's talk about that. So so after the first rehearsal, do y'all say to y'allself like, all right, he got it planned. Was I okay?
You already knew it. It wasn't the fact that you didn't know it. Like, our thing was.
So y'all felt, so after we did rehearsal, so playing, y'all like, he got it. So rehearsal is over.
Yeah.
So when did y'all realize, like, okay, he can handle the road? Because low key, I was chilling the whole time. The only thing I was doing was spending my money on clothes. But as far as like wilding or ripping and running or like being out of pocket, I don't think I was I, Tank?
No, sir. Because we ain't let you.
So that's the vibe. That's the vibes. Like, and the crazy thing is, my memory is bad. But if I'm not mistaken.
Stop saying that.
Okay, sorry.
Say something else.
Okay. But if I'm not mistaken, at that place in my life, I'm between 16 and 17. So in my mind, I know that I want to take this production thing serious. Like, I'm talking to my wife at the time. You didn't get away with nothing.
Not at all.
He asked it as a question. I'm weak. I don't know if that's really a question or not. But because if that's a question, we're not answering it. That's what I'm telling Tank. Hey, maybe that's a statement with an accidental question mark. So listen, so we playing or whatever. So
he hit the wrong button.
Yeah, he hit the wrong button. So at the time, if my memory if my memory serves me correctly, I think I'm in a space of Rue 21 took all his money for the first 3 months, right? So listen, but from a personal and a professional standpoint, I think I was trying to, at the end of the day, I think Tank knew more about me. This is good because I'm thinking about it. Tank was able to vouch for me on the road more than Will would have been able to vouch for me on the road, because Pooh knew me musically, but Tank knew me personally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with him every day. Like, I know how he act because he been with us since he was 12.
Yeah.
So I know he can do this. Because, like, your pops, okay, bigger stages, yeah. Different states, yeah. But it was the same game, Tank.
Hey.
Doc McKenzie was another level of Reverend Aldridge.
Absolutely.
Integrity, being clean, keeping your nose clean, having a good presentation, having musical discipline, knowing your parts.
Same thing.
Like, rehearsal is over when it's over. When you got it right, that's when we leave. If you don't got it right, we ain't leaving. So it's like,
one song, 2 hours.
I don't care if one song is 2 hours. Yes, but it's like, I think I was already mentally conditioned. So like, the Doc McKenzie of music didn't bother me. The crazy thing is, it intrigued me.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
And it intrigued me because once I got with Doc, it made me say, here's a man that's a quartet artist who's he's confirming that how I think as a producer is right. Because I'm listening to records in quartet. I'm talking about quartet. I'm listening to records and it's like, I like them, but I know what I hear. Mm-hmm. And then I get in these rehearsals and it's like, he's asking us to do, play, and approach songs the way I would think to produce, but I don't know this man. And it's like, so the whole Ox thing was like, yo, how can I bridge the gap? Up until the time that I started playing, and I say this humbly, Will is in here in the chat. Tank is sitting in here.
Hello.
In the room. I had not heard anything but main keys, mostly piano, sometimes EP, organ, strings, and horns. That's it. I have 2 witnesses. We had not hit a stage where we heard anything other than that. The only time I had ever heard anything other than that was not on a consistent basis, but it was when Robbie and them was playing with DMD.
Yeah.
Robbie.
That live recording.
In Creedmoor.
Yep.
Robbie, because Gene is an R&B producer. So Gene is introducing stems, and I'm thinking about all this. Gene introducing stems. He done MD for Blackstreet. It's like he treated Creed more like an R&B gig. They had the 1824 with the stems and stuff. It's like sound effects and stuff. So I'm like, yo, I'm finna do that.
Yep.
Any place I can do it, I'm finna crank these synth leads up.
You ushered it in.
So it was like, how? And then it was just a whole. Then that was the wave, Tank.
It was the wave.
Saying we had a run.
Boy, look here.
That was the wave.
Yes, until it was time to go.
Yeah. Okay. So now, Tank, with me playing, what was the best gig and what was the worst gig?
The best gig? Oof. I can't even. You know what?
Tank, they were always good.
Once we got to jail,
it was so good.
Even
I can tell you a funny gig. No, we're not telling that one. We're not telling the slush story to be on the internet for the rest of our lives. We sure ain't. But I will tell the William tried to fix the key bed story. Yo. So listen, he had the XV88 rolling, right? XV88, because you said you came to the gig,
Yes.
and Tadarius came to the gig. Tank and them didn't even know that.
It was in
Yes.
Florida, yeah.
Will, I'm rooming with Chris. Tank rooming with Will. That's always the vibe. I go in Tank and Will's room, and Will has the
keyboard in
keyboard
pieces.
wide open on the bed. hey. Oh yes, that was bad. Bridging the gap was bad. But hey, look. So Will has the keyboard wide open, attempting to fix the keys before a show that night. And Tank is skinning them. Tank already can see. Like, this joker in here think he Bob the Builder.
He said I fixed it too. I was
Hey, and that's the thing. He did fix it. He tested that boy and everything. I'm sweet.
Sound check was sweet.
Sound check sweet. Everything sweet. We good. He fixed it. We like, yo, I can't believe you fixed it. He played sound. Y'all, we get ready to gig. Yo, I don't know what song it was. But here's the thing. Pooh had this is amazing. Pooh had the XV88 and the Yamaha SO3. This is about to go left.
And the SO3 cable, he had to use the Air Force One pin to keep it in.
Oh my God, yes! Wow, this is amazing. So here's the thing. He got his rig. It works.
Man.
Halfway through the gig, the key bed says, sorry.
Clang.
Next thing you know, his boy's just laying down. He goes to the whirly. He playing main keys. He goes to the whirly, the Wurlitzer on the SO3. I said, wow. This sounds terrible.
Oh my God. Man.
Oh, yo.
What?
I was like, yo. And he played the whirly because that was the best main sound. It's the best he could do.
Oh man.
It was so bad, man.
Boy, look here.
Oh my God. We couldn't believe it.
We muscled through, boy.
We was in Plant City at the Quartet Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And the key bed just went out on him.
Man. Yeah, that was.
But okay, now let me tell y'all what's crazy. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy, man.
Whew, man.
Tadarius was there that night. We talked about it like at the end of last year. He talked about how that gig changed his life, yo. He talked about that was the best sound on the whole. It was the Wurlitzer was the best one. That's the best he could do.
Every song, Dad.
Oh my God. He had to play a Wurlitzer for the rest of the show.
Every song.
Oh my God.
Dude,
did you have a sustain pedal, dog? Were you able to sustain the whirly? Yeah. I hope you were able to sustain the whirly.
Yeah, because he had it on the other keyboard.
Oh my God.
He had to switch it over.
Oh my God, that was crazy. But yo,
Man.
T-Ray came to me.
My eyes hurt.
T-Ray came to me later on in life
Oh God.
and was like, bro, coming to see y'all changed my life. I do remember that module. He said, coming to see y'all changed my life. He said, seeing y'all was the first time that I had ever seen keyboard players dominate in quartet. He said it was also the first time that I had seen an auxiliary board player be just as good as the main keyboard player.
Yeah,
He was like, what I know is a dude playing aux in most quartet situations is the guy who don't really know how to play, but he the OG, so they be like, play horns.
he on the come up.
Yes.
Come up with an OG.
Right. And then T-Ray like, yo, man, this is the first time I ever heard that. Because by that time, we got so good, two things. We started changing arrangements, and then here was the kicker. We went a very, very, very long time without rehearsing.
Yeah.
This is how I know we were good. All of a sudden, we were not rehearsing for a very long time. Do you remember that, y'all? Mm-hmm. We totally stopped rehearsing. I said, no, we done got cold.
That's a historic.
If they're not concerned with rehearsal,
that was a historic
it's
move.
ugly.
That was a historic move there.
It was, but bro, in the history of the highlights, we went on a stretch without rehearsing. But it was different. Like, we were so different. And it felt so monumental, man. And like, to realize it didn't last, how long was it? We really were, Will. How long did we do that, bro?
Because if Jay was out in 9 and you came in, that was about another 4. Pooh would know more, like another 4 or 5 month stretch.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't too much longer and we were gone.
That's crazy.
Yep.
4 months.
No,
I was
6
months. So so here's the thing. I do know if my memory serves me correctly. I started playing before I graduated, but couldn't do all the shows because I was getting in trouble. Well, not getting in trouble. Had terrible grades. And then so y'all had to do some shows without me after rehearsing with me, right? Mm-hmm. Which crushed my soul. That is correct though, right, Tank?
Yeah.
But then somewhere along the way, I graduated. In that time span? Did I graduate from high school in that time span?
I feel like, because a part of it is summertime.
Yes, which was the beauty.
Yeah, because you were out of school.
Yes. So did I start 11th grade summer or 12th? That was it. He's about to graduate, but we need to make sure he graduate.
Yeah.
I think that was the vibes. Mm-hmm. The vibes was he almost out of here. But we got to make sure he get out of here.
One more year.
So then I'm like, it's almost summer. By the time I start playing, it is almost summer of 12th grade. So but I feel like I remember rehearsing with y'all and then having to go home.
I think.
And then y'all were like, I felt like y'all were texting me about rehearsal or something like that. But I'm not sure.
It was one of them. It's
been a minute. But anyway, because I remember when I turned 17, midnight, we were on the road and I was with y'all when I turned 17. Yes, the minute I turned 17, we might have been at the house.
We was.
Who said we threatened you through the summer?
Yeah, they got me there, and I actually,
hey boy, look here.
I actually graduated with good grades. I did a paper where it was the best paper, and I got an award for it. But I didn't go to graduation.
Nope, because we came and picked you up.
Yeah, it was like I didn't go to graduation. I didn't get my license. Nothing. The boys had me out of here. I didn't even want. Hey, listen, nothing. I wasn't concerned with that. I ain't care nothing about it.
That boy said, "You know what? Just mail it to me."
Just hey, man, mail it to me. So I graduate, and then the summer starts. I turn 17 on the van with them, and it's like, yo, I love this. What time is it?
Man, we were.
It's 8:30. Tank, are you in a rush?
No.
Because we gotta get to the part I really wanted to talk about.
Sure.
But I wanted y'all to hear our backstory. So I turned 17. I'm playing, and for whatever reason, through school and put you on the van the same weekend. Wow. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
That is crazy. So it's like, y'all, they like, boy, you did it, boy. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm hyped.
You know
I'm about
what?
to turn 17. I graduate.
Because we were on the van because the show was close by.
Yeah, and I was like, it was midnight. We was on the van, and like the clock switched to me being 17, and we were all awake.
Yeah.
Like, boy, you did it, boy. I'm like, yo, I did it, dog.
We on the road, Dad.
We out of here. Skirt! It was a wrap after that. But how?
Good God.
And then a weird thing happened.
Huh?
We come home, we do our stretch, we loving it. There's a promotional gig. This is what I'm finna tell. We finna go. It's time to take. We just get to the good part. There's a promotional gig that one of the homies is not feeling.
I wonder who that was.
We not even gonna say their name. But one of the homies is not feeling this promotional. And the communication about it ain't going swell. It's too many different things happening at one time with too many different people talking at one time. Is it a promotional? Are we getting paid? Are we getting gypped? I don't know if I want to go that far for a promotional. They should compensate us in some way. Next thing you know, the whole crew, no more. Skip. Right? And I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, my dreams are crushed. I can't play with the boys no more. This is trash. But then I get a call. So, this is good. But then I get a call like, hey, we all, for a month, we started asking questions and then went left. Oh.
Yeah, that was it.
So that happened. But mind y'all, this is the crazy thing. I'm young. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm like, this ain't feeling right.
Hey.
So next thing you know.
That was interesting times.
Next thing you know, in true Doc fashion, I get called like, hey, can you come to rehearsal? I'm like, yeah. And I come to rehearsal. And it's like, my boy's gone, man. Dang.
Yeah,
Hey,
buddy.
money.
I'm like, yo, my homies is gone.
I got the call too.
But you said no. Whoa!
I got the call.
You said no?
Mm-hmm.
See that I didn't know what was going on. I said yes like a mug.
What? Well, it was this. And
Talk. This is what I want to get down to. This is the convo.
For me at that time, I was ready to transition.
You wanted to do something else musically?
Because I was, during those times I was doing stuff. Because it was one weekend I didn't go because I did a live recording with another artist, and I caught a little flack for it, and I just was like, yo, this ain't where I want to be for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so that concept, and I'm not saying to anyone that's doing it and they want to do it and that's it for you, make it your it, give it your all, do what you need to do. But for me, I'm speaking for Tank. I'm speaking for Ricky Daughtry Jr. That wasn't the end game for me. So when I got the call, I was like, hey, I appreciate it, but I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
So that was my call. And of course you got the stuff along the way. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. That is true.
I had no clue what was going on. And I was the only one out of everybody that wasn't doing anything other than that. Because at this time, I'm heavy with Ray in the studio. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Right, babe?
So it's studio and doc for you.
It's studio and doc for me. That's it. Mm-hmm. So it transitions. And then I'm playing with a new crew, which The other crew, I
Yeah,
loved them. Who? It was me, Mick, Ray, and first Tony. And then Tony quit. No, Tony didn't. I don't know if Tony quit. Yeah, Tony probably quit. And Tony quit.
Political.
And then Jason was my ride. This is how Jason started back playing with me. Jason was my ride to a show where Tony didn't come. Yeah. Jason was my ride to a show where Tony didn't come, and I said, "Jay, you here? Just play."
Let it be known, Jason was the only person that flowed in and out whenever he wanted to.
Until we have another one who reigns supreme. It's a Brit thing. It's just a Brit. Hey, Jason could come. So Jason comes, he plays, and I'm like, Jason. He's like, man, what? I'm like, man, you play, man. Like, please, dog. I'm begging him. We on the way back home. I'm like, yo, man, it was good. He was like, all right. I'm like, Daryl. Of course, Daryl is gonna say yeah. Jason is the OG. So we can. So I'm playing main. Yes, I'm playing main. Jason playing like some little jobs, right? So then I'm like, Jay. I'm like, but Jay, if you play, man, we got to switch. I'm like, because this is about to be beautiful. So he's like, all right. And then that vibe happened.
That is true.
And we did that until I really got serious with Shiy. And then I was like, hey, Jay, man, I'm about to stop because I think I'm really about to take my relationship serious, bro. And I don't think I could successfully be married and be on the road.
It won't happen.
I don't think I could pull it off.
Cue the violins.
Right. I should play violins. That would be sick to me.
It won't happen.
So then that's how Dom get puts on. But here's for the next but we about to go. So Tank, we gotta go here for a second.
All right.
We don't have to go here long, but we gotta go here for a second.
Let's talk about it.
As much as we love each other, and as much as we love Quartet,
we do.
There comes a point in a man's life where you have to make major decisions. And the thing was, Tank, you understood that very early.
Yeah.
And I started being serious about Shiy long before then. I really was. Will, this is true. He said I was serious about Shiy long before then. The boys know because I would not get off the phone. That's another reason they did not have to worry about me. Yo, my nose was too wide open.
You had a burn mark.
It was a double wide.
Huh?
It was a double wide.
Now you being shady. I don't know if the boys know who you talking about, but you being shady.
Okay. All right.
She's saying double. We already told that story.
I plead the fifth.
Double wide.
Tank, do you know who she talking about? Or do I need to text you to tell you?
I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea.
We'll talk about it off air to see if you know. Because I got to make sure you know. Will might know. I got to make sure y'all both know. But I can't give no hints. Yeah. Because everybody in the world will know who it is if I give hints. Because a lot of people know the other person she talking about. Okay. But I do want to talk about this. Y'all know Tank's story. Y'all know Tank's story, how he started playing with Doc. Y'all know how I started playing with Doc. Y'all know Will. A little bit of Will and Chris. They got to tell their own story, but me and Tank up in here telling our versions.
I talked to Pooh the other day. Pooh's the only person who hasn't gone back.
Yeah. Since then.
We've all, because I came back.
And then Chris did too, yeah.
I came back into the year. 10 years later.
Will, do you know? Or do I have to tell you on the slide too? Tank thinks he knows.
I have an idea.
But it was a double wide. I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't even gonna act like I'm capping because she ain't lying.
I mean, ain't no reason to.
I plead the fifth.
All right, we gonna all plead the fifth.
Well aware.
Okay, so cool.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you on the slide. So
my name Bennett and I ain't in it.
So
I was praying for myself.
But here's the thing.
Lay hands on me, Lord.
It don't matter at this point, facts. But here's the thing, though, y'all. Like, when you get to a place where you are old enough and wise enough to see the game. At first, you don't know the game. You're hungry. This is fun. You're with your brothers. You don't really have major bills. You don't have crazy responsibilities. You're making enough money to, like, if you got a child, you kind of taking care of your child. People ain't really living by themselves for real. They ain't really got wives. So it's kind of like a bachelor, the homies. We can eat. We good. And then it's like
shoes and clothes.
Yeah, but then it's like, hold on, wait. I'm getting older. I want to build.
The fulfillment isn't there.
And then I see the game.
Yeah.
At first, the game is not even affecting us because it's like, okay, cool. We don't know no better. But then when we start paying attention to, like, sometimes we didn't get paid when we could have. Sometimes we don't get paid when it's clear that we should have.
Hey.
Or we were told that this is a promotional, but somebody actually got paid. Or there's nowhere for us to stay, but there's a woman's house for y'all to stay at. Or Tank, I got to because this gonna help somebody, bro. I'm about to go real left, but it's real. Like, you look at it and you say, wait a minute. This is a hamster wheel. You do the same shows every year.
Boy.
And you see the same people. And it's like, wait a minute. This is a hamster wheel. Okay, the fun is gone. We've lived up to the hype. We are now trailblazers. But now that I'm not high anymore, this is a hamster wheel.
When you realize you go back to the same spot.
Jesus.
Over and over.
And when it's time, it's like when you get to the place where you, and this is no knock to the groups because truthfully, it's the right thing. What I'm about to say
absolutely
makes sense. When you get to the point where you evolve, you have to leave because the organization quartet is already by itself, not a genre that evolves quickly. It does evolve. There are other artists that come out with different styles and different sounds. But here's the thing. Tank, tell me if I'm wrong. Will, comment and tell me if I'm wrong. There's not too much evolution professionally or mentally. There is singers who are of a different generation so they can run a riff more. There are musicians that are heavily influenced by us and contemporary gospel that come after us and bring new sounds and new textures. But professionally and mentally, everybody moving the same.
That cycle.
And it's like, wait a minute. Yo, you talk to this one person, then you talk to this other person, and you like, this ain't making wait. This is not viable.
It's hurtful.
Yo, it's crazy, Tank.
It's hurtful. It's very hurtful. When you start looking at it from the point of view of you're looking at the other genres.
Yes, Tank.
And it's like, yo, we could be there. We could do that. Yes. But we're complacent with what's
TJ,
already
what
been
up, bro?
set forward. And it's almost like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it is
broke. It is broke.
Yeah.
It is broke. And it's like, Tank, I've talked to enough people. You've talked to enough people to know, enough to know. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Out of the people you have had personal conversations with about this, do they think it's broke?
I'll say this. Some people realize it's broke. Some people are okay because it's the same thing they've been used to and it's been comfortable for them. So they're not expecting a change.
But they're still going to do it anyway?
Because if I tied my shoes the same way for 20 years and I'm still getting the knot I desire, I'm going to do it.
That's good.
I'm still getting a knot.
I'm still getting
no
what
matter
I
that
desire.
there's other shoes, no matter that there's no other shoestrings, no matter there's a shoe out where you don't even have to tie it.
Well,
I literally have a shoe on, Tank, where you don't have to tie the shoe.
Or it's a shoe that has a better pattern than the Converses. Even Converses did the Converse too that gave you more support in the shoe. So at some point there needs to be an evolution to change the culture to evolve so that young musicians like us would have an interest in sticking around.
That's good, Tank.
And that's just how it is. That's why you get the musicians that are super talented come in, and after a while they out.
They either at a church, or they get picked up on a major gig, or they do production.
Yeah.
When I ain't gonna name him, but when I saw that dude playing for Ty and Travis Green, and he bowed at me, Tank.
I know you talking about.
I know you know, because you was there.
Yeah, that's the homie.
I'm like, what? Y'all were here. Y'all had on this. You played this keyboard, and I've been a fan ever since. And he playing aux with Ty and Travis Green. What in the world?
Yeah.
I went back to church till I got with Keith. Right. And it's like we look at these situations, so everybody just
in California.
Yeah, so like everybody is just going. Because like literally, when I stopped playing with Doc, I was just at church. I wasn't even doing a lot of production for real. Because I started to see like Doc was a dream gig of mine because of how I was raised. Daquan, what up?
Yo, what up, Day? How you feel, boy?
I enjoyed playing with the homies. That was one of the times of my life.
Absolutely.
Once I got with Ray, like they became my new brothers the same way. Like Mick and them rock with me just like Tank and them did. And then when Jay came, it was a thing. And it's like, I never quit playing with Doc, and I never got fired to this day. To this day, I've never quit. Take as a witness. I've never quit, and I've never got fired. Tank, don't say nothing crazy. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm thinking about my situation.
Oh yeah, Tank, you definitely.
I got no.
You never quit.
I did the last run was a quit.
Oh, you quit.
Not all.
But is that a quit? Yes, you quit. I did not quit. The way I stopped playing with Doc the last time was, hey, are you going with us to Florida? Didn't y'all go to Florida the next day? Mm-hmm. Was it Florida, Tank? Am I right?
I think so.
It was somewhere. We were in South Carolina, and I was there. And I had church the next day. And they were like, are you going with us to the show tomorrow? And I'm like, I don't know. They were like, just let us know. I'm like, I'm having to decide. And I'm like, I know my wife going to say no. Mm-hmm. So.
It was automatic.
So it's like, don't even ask. So I'm like,
don't even do it.
No. And they like, cool, all right. And then it just stopped from there. But, and the thing is, I have a good relationship with Doc. Yeah. And I have a good relationship with Daryl.
Absolutely.
But I'm also a man who has the desire to be an entrepreneur, to build a business, to build a brand, to build wealth. So I'm studying, Tank. I'm studying other genres. I'm studying record labels. I'm studying Nike. I'm studying Chick-fil-A.
Hey.
And I'm seeing the evolution of the industries because of key leaders with innovative minds driving change. And I'm not seeing that over there. Will are weak. He's low. So listen. So I'm studying, I'm watching, I'm learning, and then I'm like, this is an industry just like any other industry. So if you have like the fashion, and then within fashion, you may have like if you're talking stores or you talking brands, you may have something like a Adidas or like a Gucci or like a Fubu or like give me something. Or like a Nike or like what's clothes though? Or like an Aeropostale or like a... You
got all of them.
Right.
It's just all of them.
But there's a fashion industry.
Yep.
And then there's different companies within that industry.
Absolutely.
You have a music industry and then you have different genres within that industry. And then you have a subgenre of gospel. So you got the music industry, then you got the gospel music industry. That's a bubble in a bubble. And then you got a quartet music industry. So that's a bubble in a bubble in a bubble. So I'm looking at all three bubbles. I'm watching how people moving, and I'm like, okay, in the grand scheme of things, Tank, I don't know if you saw the video where I ain't even noticed this. Hold on, y'all. I don't know if you saw the video where Kirk was talking about the Grammys.
I saw a portion of it.
Kirk said, I'm going to be honest, I have got some Stellars and Doves and Grammys that I did not deserve. But I got them because of how long I've been in the game. But he was referencing, I'm going somewhere with my story, so stay with me. He was referencing, like, he had done the Grammys, and then he had did the live, like, with some things on his heart about the Grammys. Gospel artists feel like they're not respected by the Grammys. Right? That's fair to say.
Yeah.
Okay, now, but here's the kicker. Now, Chris Brown is saying he don't think R&B is treated right. Is that fair, Tank?
That's his opinion, so I guess it's got to be valid for him.
Exactly, because he like Robert Glasper should have had his own category. The fact that they don't care enough about us to at least have two different categories, there's a lack of respect and representation on the Grammy board. That's his perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So you look at that. You look at Kirk, it's not treated fairly. You look at Chris, he said they're not treated fairly. This is gospel music. This is R&B music. This is the top of the gospel food chain. This is the top of the R&B food chain. It's like, okay, cool. Grammys, cool. They're not treated fairly. There's an issue. Now watch where I'm finna go with this. Chris Brown gonna still put out crazy albums. He gonna still have amazing tours. Right, Tank? Mm-hmm. Kirk is still going to do collaborations. He's still going to sweep the awards because his records be crazy. He's still going to collaborate with people. He's still going to innovate with people. He's still going to partner with Live Nation and they still going to go crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Not being accepted by a bigger industry is not an excuse to innovate within your industry.
Man.
You can be ignored by the Stellars and the Grammys and still do quartet on another level.
That is very true.
If you can have a Floyd Mayweather.
That is so true, bro.
If you can have a Chance the Rapper. If you can have a Toby Nwigwe. If you can have a Virgil. Tank, you know the names I'm naming.
Yeah.
There's a quartet artist who can do business right, build a brand, build the infrastructure, and do things different than everybody and make a good living and take care of their whole entire team without the Stellars and the Grammys giving a flip what they do.
It can be done.
The mindset that quartet artists and groups have does not have to be connected to the people in industries that don't believe in it. So that's not a good excuse. Basic amenities. Tank, how we out here serving, Tank, and don't got nowhere to stay? Tank. Oh, Tank called me. We're not going to tell the group's name because we are politically correct around here and we love everybody. Tank called me one weekend and said, little bro, you're not going to believe this. Oh, full circle moment. I ain't going to name no names in this. Tank says, first of all, I didn't get to see little bro because the politics out here is weird. So I didn't see him. That sucked. I didn't get to really hang with him. Then, after this, we had nowhere to stay. Boy. This is a quartet group sharing the stage with bigger artists within. So it's a gospel concert that has contemporary gospel artists and quartet artists on the same stage. Right, Tank?
Same boy.
It is possible that even if the gospel music industry didn't respect that quartet group enough to accommodate them like they accommodated the headliner, the group could have, and Tank, this is what you be preaching. The group could have an establishment that could take care of those types of things.
Yeah.
But Tank, they don't even be thinking about that, bro.
Hey, man.
Like, if we were somewhere with your dad, we would always have a place to stay.
Boy, look here. If it wasn't right, I wouldn't do it.
Just from the simple, the idea of how integral he is.
It won't gonna happen.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing about your dad. If there was absolutely nowhere for us to stay because we weren't accommodated, he's sleeping in the same car we in.
Oh, absolutely.
That's another big difference. Why we be taking L's that they don't be taking, Tank?
We just hired help until we really need it for something.
Tank, that's the truth. We are just hired help until we're needed for something that, in a moment, that can take the brand to a tenth of another level to accomplish a goal. And if we do not move fast enough, in their minds, anybody will do it. Let me tell you what I learned. Hey. To have the mindset to be connected to something in quartet to grow, when I realize to them it really don't matter, as long as anybody will do it, I started to be like, wait, what? What? Oh, so boy. I'm in the mind, Tank, you know how we are. When we not on the road, we talking, we thinking, we are thinkers. We literally talk to each other and talk through what we think about life, business, everything. And we like, if this don't make sense. So I'm having these talks and I'm like, I'm going back into these situations and I'm like, huh? But let me tell you when I got scared. It is easy for us to say, okay. Now I'm going to name names because it's general. It's easy for us to say, Doc is old. Dean is old. Watkins is old. Cool. Their minds are the way they are because they're almost done. Tank. The young one's raggedy too, Tank.
Oh boy.
We can't even say old. We can't even say they stuck in their ways because they old.
Man, it's
Tank. I'm talking about the young, fresh ones. Is Tank calling me like, little bro? I'm driving by myself, and I'm not Uber Platinum. I'm not Uber Platinum. Tank called me like, I'm finna do this. And some people finna be mad because I'm not Uber Platinum. I'm going with my one body, my 2 outfits, and my snare and my sticks. I'm doing a gig and I'm coming home.
Amen.
And it's like, yo, So Tank, I want to ask you, because you are at this point in your life, you are a lot closer to it than me, and you've had conversations with some very influential people. Mm-hmm. What is keeping them from thinking a different way?
Oh man, in my opinion, it's easier. Let me make sure I say this correctly. If I see the dollar in front of me, it's easier for me to go ahead and grab it than to believe that there's $100 up there and I gotta go work to go get it.
Say that again.
So this dollar right here in front of me, I know I can go grab that. But if I want to get to this $100 that's up this hill, I may have to do a little bit of work. So I'd rather just grab this dollar right here and get this dollar because it's here versus putting in the work, doing what I need to do to get to the $100.
That's exactly what it is. Will says something that is very important. He said, they are artists out there that are doing those things. You just don't know them. Here's the crazy thing, Will. I talked about this before. There's a quartet group that I know of off the top of my head right now that are doing exactly those things, right? And you can tell that their 21st century strategy is working. Like, I can see it and I'm like, yo, that's fire. I see it. But here's the thing that I'm talking about, and I talked about it the other day, I'm going to talk about it again. As a whole, I'll be looking like, yo.
My bad.
Oh, no, you straight, Tank. As a whole, I'll be looking like, yo, this sucks for young cats who really love it. And they want to be a part of it. And they get in it. And they learn these bad habits and then repeat them. Because most of the time in situations where people are doing it right, like one group in particular that I can think of, they have the guidance of a person not in the group who is aware of everything that's going on outside of quartet. They just happen to do quartet music. My question is not for the people who are far enough removed to make those kind of moves. My question is, what is so hard about, because I'm genuinely asking, I'm not asking from a place of like, they should be able to think different. I'm trying to figure out what is the fundamental reason that the purebred ones have not tapped into thinking different. Not different like disregarding the genre. Not different like going to a place musically where it's not quartet no more. Thinking different like set up a fund where hotel accommodations are always taken care of regardless of the promoter. Mm-hmm. Or, Pooja said it, generational curses that keeps repeating itself. That's exactly what it is. And I'm begging for somebody to be, because I'm telling you, the reason why I'm asking is because there are newcomers that are forerunners who have the influence to make the, like, there's one or two people who could make the whole thing different, Tank.
Yeah.
And just make it where it's like, okay, I feel good about doing this. Tank, it should not be a thing where people we love and people we support, we get called to play for and we like, heck no. We say no too fast. The fact that we can confidently say no that fast because we know exactly what we're going to get ourselves into.
Man.
I hate that. And it's like, dang. And of course, from a place of common sense,
everybody don't think the same. Everybody don't act the same. Everybody don't move the same. But there are basic, integral things that could push the genre forward. And I ain't even talking about sonically or nothing. I'm just like, but that's the problem. The forerunners can't run because people will remind them of them. That's good, Will.
Purpose. Come on, man.
That's what I've been trying. That's what it's like, yo. And it's like, man. So it's like, you have people like, two people. I named them the other day, like D. Morton. Okay, so I'm gonna name people because this is good. These are people that I've seen that I was like, hats off. D. Morton. I'm talking about from move making. I ain't even talking about like, everybody got a story about everything and everybody. We have to. Yes, man. Hold on. Yeah, bro. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. All right, so yes, and that's the thing that like. So when having conversations like this, I got Tank on here, and I wanted Tank to tell his story because me and Tank have conversations. I done froze my thing. Me and Tank have conversations all the time about what happened. About the I got distracted, y'all. About the evolution of quartet and just the thinking, because we like.
And you know what? I want to say this.
What's up?
Say this, and for those who may be listening in and why he just tell me it is janky in every genre.
Yeah.
I say that. I can say that because I've done work. It's janky in everything.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to sometimes just the basic stuff. Yes. For me, I've caught more hell in quartet than in other genres.
For basic stuff.
Like
basic stuff like where we stand.
Yeah.
Or in the studio, basic stuff like how you getting all the publishing when you didn't write no word.
Yeah.
I know artists take publishing. I know A&Rs take publishing for bringing the artist and the producer together. But it's like, we had to make you come sing your lead vocal. How do you have publishing? Wait.
Hold on, Doc. My shoulder just went out.
Wait.
My shoulder went out. Hold on, Doc. I ain't heard that one there. That one just took me out.
Will know how it be. How?
My shoulder went out. Shoulder went out.
This representation is kept.
That's okay.
Yes, that is true too, Will. We get to see Will talking. Everybody looks at the musical, but the spiritual misrepresentation is kept stimulating in the background that drives us away. Yes, bro. And I be looking like,
man,
freak, man. There's a and it's crazy because now let's talk. I want to talk to make my point make sense. To make sure that y'all don't think I'm just going at quartet and what I'm saying don't make sense or that I'm wrong. Let's talk about Blockbuster. Let's pretend quartet is Blockbuster. Tank, was it you that told me that Netflix tried to partner with Blockbuster at first?
Yes, it is in a documentary on Netflix. They talked about how they went to him and tried to figure out a way to work with him to usher in this new movement, and Blockbuster said no, thank you.
Whoever owned Blockbuster missed. Now from that place, I'm talking about quartet. From the place of yes, an industry can collapse. Like, an industry cannot have enough people as decision makers where it collapse. Like, To be in a situation where Netflix say, hey, we see where the future is going, but we respect who you are and what you've built, and Netflix is just a modern day blockbuster. So before disregarding y'all or before disrespecting y'all, let's do this together because y'all are already leading in this industry. Yeah. All you have to do is change the medium with the technology.
Absolutely.
Because Netflix is only Netflix is digital blockbuster. Netflix is digital blockbuster.
I don't even think. Let's see. Can you still order the videos from Netflix and they mail DVDs to your house now?
No, that's gone. But you still do that Redbox. Mm-hmm. But Tank, when I first saw Netflix, you got Netflix DVDs sent to the crib in Lucama.
Yeah, that was back in the day. I've been on Netflix for a while. Thank you, Netflix.
So my question, not my question.
Holla at me.
My petition is, and the reason why I have these conversations out loud unapologetically is to encourage our quartet artists to be bold enough to.
Hey, I got you. Step out on the water.
Right.
Step out on the water. It's okay. It is okay. Give it a shot.
Right.
At the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen to be doing what you already doing?
And the crazy thing is, Tank, this is what I don't like about it. This is what bothers me about it. They will burn bridges and ruin relationships to keep doing things the same way.
What's the song?
They will have 20 new band members and 1,000 set of singers before choosing to do basic business. They came here, pay them. Okay, devil's advocate. Well, they can't predict when they don't get paid. They all working jobs anyway. Build a brand and don't do the shows. Well, everybody doesn't think that way. That is true. But at the same time, where is basic integrity to say, I love these dudes?
Man.
If I was I'm going to go there. If I was a quartet artist who had access to a person like Tank, I don't care how dope I am as a singer. He's been way more places than me. I can stand on the floor and chirp, but I don't really know how to make good business decisions. Tank, when you did blankety blank blank tour, how did they do per diem?
Yeah, per diem for that joint was every Monday.
Right. So my question would be, okay, this is what I would do. Get around people and say, hey man, I want to have a conversation on how to do things the right way. I value y'all. And y'all are not just filling a spot so I can get the gig done.
It goes to the integrity factor. I saw a documentary on the Whispers.
Yes, sir.
And one of the guys passed away. The Whispers still paid his portion of the salary to his widow, even after he passed away.
Wow. When
you can get to that level of integrity and brotherhood, then we can start to see a difference in the business mindset of it. Yes. A lot of times we get the big eye, the old school saying, the big eyes and the little U syndrome.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, every man in your organization is just as important as the person that's out front holding the mic.
God, man.
Yes, you got the name. Grateful for your name. But don't forget to get that name. You rode on the back of a few people.
Yes, sir.
So why not have the same respect and want them to eat the way you eat? You know what I'm saying? And that's what hurts sometimes. It's like I got the name. I built this. This is me. This is me. You just come in, okay. But if I came in and there was an elevation and you saw a movement happen, don't get offended by the movement and feel like I got to change this so I can have the focus. No, let's figure out how this movement came in. How can we ride this wave? How can we build even more? Because if I can keep that going, then I'm going to steady grow. Not just if it ain't on me, then it ain't going to work. You know, and then you're going to be stuck doing the same thing you've been doing.
And that's what Will was talking about generational curses. Like,
oh yeah,
it is a trapped mind. It's a reprobate mind. Like, it's like,
yep.
It's like 80% of quartet. 80% of the quartet genre has a reprobate mind.
Pooh, you're right. It was 2007.
He said Tank brought this stuff up.
Oh, because you weren't there yet.
No, but you told me about it.
You weren't there yet.
I remember you telling me about it, and I just know how we talk, and it's like
that. I mean, not to go into details, that was a hurtful situation.
Yes.
That, for me being the young guy coming in, and I'm in a situation that I've seen for years.
Yeah.
You have this idea about it. And it crushed me. It really, I ain't gonna say it crushed me. It hurt me to the point where I didn't want to give my all the time anymore. And that's what's happening.
And that's the cycle, Tank.
Yeah.
And then they put you in the position to not want to give your all.
Yeah.
And then they judge your performance on not wanting to give your all as the ammo they need to fire you to get somebody else who's extremely excited. They see the business, they're discouraged, they stop giving their all. They use that as the reason to fire them. They fire them, get somebody else that's excited. And then that's the hamster wheel. So when y'all see people with a whole different band, or y'all see people with a whole different set of singers, 9 times out of 10, something like that happens. And Tank, it sucks to say that out loud, but listen. At this point in my life, Tank,
it hurts.
I'm shouting to the mountaintops, Tank.
It hurts, bro. It hurts because you really hurt a lot of people in the process.
Tank, that's what bothers me.
It hurts. I was pissed. I was pissed first, and then hurt later because I couldn't believe, this was a dream, and now this dream is slightly becoming a nightmare.
Tank, when you get to the place, and here's the thing, it is a twofold situation, because from one place you could say, okay, respect the industry.
Absolutely.
Tank, you've just grown past what the industry's capable of doing. Move on. Tank could look at it from that place and just move on, do his production, do other gigs. But when you've been in it since you was out the womb, dog, it hit different. Mm-hmm. And when you've contributed in a musical way, but the industry and the mindsets of everybody is so crazy that you don't even have a space to contribute in a meaningful way outside of the sound of it.
Oh yeah.
It sucks. Like, to know, this is the honest to God truth. This is just what I know because this is who I know. So I can only talk about what I know and who I know. I can confidently say, I can say with full confidence that Tank can sit down right now with a quartet artist and say, you actually could do this and this, and you probably shouldn't do that. And if you build this over here, you can create a certain amount of money every month where if you gotta do shows to be seen, you can do them, even if the promoter is whack, because you did that thing that I was telling you to do. And then you can team up with this organization where travel and hotel accommodations is actually discounted and almost free if you just do that. And then you actually can do this thing, and then you won't even care about that thing no more. Tank, people like me, people like you, people like Will, people like Josh Miles, we got to do something, because you may have the name, you may have the clout, but you don't know they don't know business outside of do the gigs, check up, we might not have all our money, divvy it up, I'm going to stay at a girl's house, y'all got to sleep in the car. Tank, am I lying, bro?
No.
Does it suck that I'm not lying, Tank?
No, because I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy. Even my dad had a story like that. So that shows you how far.
So I'm not tripping.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
But bro, it can be. Oh my God.
It's the mentality of it and the willingness to give it a try. Yeah. You got to be willing to try. You got to be willing to give it a try, and not be afraid of failure or be afraid of the unknown.
Yes, man.
Just give it a shot. If you give it a shot. And my thing is this: what are you so afraid of when you're already out here singing about how much faith you have?
Do you really have it?
So it's on you to give it a shot and go for it. Because at the end of the day, I'ma always have a love for the genre.
God, it's never going away.
Because it's not like any other genre.
It is so fire. It is so dope. It is its own thing. It comes from a place of blood, sweat, tears, slavery, the roots of black people. This is why we're connected to it. This is why people still show up for the gigs. But behind closed doors, the people who really make the people who really push the sad thing is, the people who push the genre forward is not the people who y'all give credit to. The people that y'all give credit to are held up by the people that are misused.
Wow.
And it's like, dang.
It's interesting, man.
It's crazy.
It's interesting.
I be like, God dang it.
Again, hurtful. It's very hurtful because you could, us, and when I say us, I'm talking about you, me, Pooh.
Yeah.
The young guys, we see where it can go because the formula is there.
Dang, the formula is there.
I
wish we could do. Y'all know what I wish we could do? I wish, and I told my wife about this a long time ago, man. I wish there was somebody who believed in us enough for us to do like a case study where we build a group and say, okay, this how we gonna do it. And then be like, see? It can be done. It's like, cause I be looking and I'm like, Tank, what be blowing me away more than the OGs, what blows me away the most is the young cats that's coming behind them and acting just like them. That's what's blowing me. That's taking me out. I'm like, what? No. You ready to go deeper? Especially after they've been treated the same way. Yo, this is the weirdest cycle to repeat. And I just want to understand, like, I want to talk to some quartet artists. I want to maybe get them on the podcast because I want to understand.
Absolutely.
I want to genuinely understand, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of just love and compassion and like concern. Like from a place of concern, like. And like, we don't have to be respected by the Stellas. They don't have to televise the Stellas. They don't ever have to be mentioned at the Grammys. And it's like, But you can make moves in 2023,
bro.
that makes the world respect you.
There's so much that can be.
Yo, I'm looking at Toby. I was looking at Toby Toby on a joint on Netflix. Toby in Transformers. Toby on the goddamn Wakanda Forever Tank. Toby at the Grand. You do know Toby, right?
Come on, man.
Toby Fat. I know you do. Toby Fat and all them. I'm like,
Come on, man.
but yo,
I'm hip.
but Tank. But it's like, dang it.
You saw? Did you see the? I know you saw the video he posted when he was talking to Buster.
Yes,
So
man.
it's stuff like that that makes you say, "Hey,
Somebody in Quartet can do that, Tank.
if a legend is looking at what you're doing, so why not you do it?"
Tank, a Quartet artist can do that, man.
Yeah, it's the concept of it's easier to grab what's in front of me
Than to work for something bigger.
Yeah.
By any means necessary, though, Tank.
Look,
Even if it means burning bridges, like
as long,
if I got 5 people with me, first of all, if I use the $1 and $100, I'm gonna take 75 cents and make 5 people split the other 25, or all 6 of us can help each other go up the mountain and split the 100.
Amen.
It's enough of us for this not to be hard because it's a bunch of us, and there's more money up there. We will all be tired, but we would be the same amount of tired, and we will be able to share in the wealth, and we will be strengthened in the journey. And when we come down, we will be proud of what we did, and we will love on each other, and we will do it again. And the next time it'll be $1,000, and the next time it'll be $10,000. Like, and then you just go and you grow and you go and you grow with integrity and with the open mind. And I'm just like, I can't knock nobody upbringing. Go ahead.
No, I'm definitely not gonna say that.
Okay, I can't knock nobody upbringing.
I was about to, but I ain't gonna say that.
I don't know in everybody's individual state of mind to the point where this is commentary from a place of judgment. This is commentary from a place of Blockbuster didn't want to go digital, so they went out of business. That is not judgmental, Tank. That's a fact. Quartet is the same way. We not talking judgment. We talking facts, Tank. We have lived it more than one time.
Boy, look at
Tank told me one time, Tank called me on the phone one time and said, "Little bro, you want me to tell you what's so crazy?" I said, "What?" He said, "It's exactly the same as I remember it." He was like, "Little bro, like exactly the same."
No.
There may be a couple of new faces in the audience. There may be a couple of new churches. We might have LED lights every now and then. But other than that, the fundamental business and dealings of the industry and the artist, it's exactly as I remember it. And I'm like, freak. Bewildered.
I will say that it's interesting.
It is, Tank. Oh, that we right on time to end too, Tank.
Yeah. I say and I pray that it will change.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a bashing session.
It's not, man.
It's a session of we've seen the formula for other people and it's working.
Yes.
And we just want the same thing. Like, I would love for it.
Man.
I would love for it to be a right. And when I say rival, not like a head-to-head thing, but you're matching the same energy as the other competitors.
Yeah. And because it's an industry.
Yeah, it hurts.
It's an industry, Tank.
It hurts.
And the thing is, we can talk about it from a business perspective because people are making money.
Yeah.
And from a business perspective, it is like continuing to manufacture cars. No, it is like continuing to manufacture CDs. when cars are being built without them. It's like that. I'm talking about artwork smacking. We done mastered it, put it in 16-bit. We done pressed up 10,000 copies. And over the next 5 years, CD players won't be in cars no more.
It happened to cassette players.
Tank. 8 tracks. 8 tracks used to be okay. There was a time where 8 tracks was in a car. There's no physical gadget that you plug into a hole to play music in the new cars. It is an industry. So from a pure place of business, my golly gee whiz, come to 2023. From a place of business, but like Tank said, from a place of character and integrity, we cannot get to business if your mind is not even to treat people right. If your mind is not to treat people right, you're not going to do good business. Because doing good business is a result of wanting to do right by people. Tank, I'm going to pay you what I owe you if I respect you enough as a man to give you what I said I would give you and what you deserve.
Absolutely.
If I don't care who's playing drums as long as I have a drummer, I'm never going to treat a drummer right because I don't care about the person playing the drums. I'm just concerned with making sure I have a drummer. That could be anybody who will say yes. Tank, that's trash.
Man, it ain't the business, my brother.
Jesus. Y'all, we done.
And it's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. I wanted Tank to come on and tell his story and talk about like the vibes, the quartet vibes.
Well, look at the late comer.
Yeah, he late.
What? No, he working. My bad. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Stevenson, what up, bro?
He's on a gig.
Let's go. Let's go.
He's on a gig.
Congratulations on your gig.
He's with
He out of the state?
No, he with Doc.
Oh, that's a crazy coincidence.
He's playing with Doc tonight.
Where?
Is it Alabama tonight?
That is a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
We might have to. Hey, we got to talk. But listen, it sucks. We are lovers of it. We grew up in it. I have these conversations strictly because
he wants to bring awareness.
Okay, exactly, Tank. I looked at Chris' comment. I want to bring awareness because we've complained in some senses.
This mic cable.
It's trash. We've complained about it in certain instances, and we've also talked to each other from a place of concern.
Bro.
And one thing I'm learning is like, be the change you want to see.
Absolutely.
So, fix your mic, Tank. But hold on. Now fix it. Just wiggle it or something. And then let me know when you got it.
I'm trying to get it off of me.
All right, hold on, y'all.
All right, check it out now.
Yep. Right. So it's the idea of being the change you want to see and being bold. Here's the thing. I am putting my life on the line figuratively. To say the things that people are afraid to say, to be an advocate for people who are tired of being misused. I want to be the brave one who will be nailed on the cross if it means the people around us will make the decision to not continue to be like the way they have been as it relates to people that have helped them get there. Specifically in the quartet realm, like artists, lead singers, y'all know what it really is. Treat people according to what they really contribute, man, and quit. Like pens and auditorium stages are not enough. To get accolades from women and for people to huck a buck and that be your high while mistreating people who help you get there, it's trash. It's trash. To Will's point, to all the artists out there, the young ones, the older ones, who have put themselves in a position to do things different and who have a business mind, who have an entrepreneurial mind, who have a mind to go to the next level and not do the same thing. Shout out to y'all real quick.
Shout out.
I think it's amazing that there are quartet artists and groups and lead singers who are willing to innovate and watch and listen and learn and do things different. So if you are one of those artists or groups or lead singers, this conversation was not for you. We love y'all. We are proud of y'all. This conversation is for the ones who continue to mistreat people while continuing to complain that they're not growing. That's what this is for. The quartet lead singers and groups that mistreat people while complaining because they're not respected outside of the genre and they're frustrated because they're not growing. You're not growing because you're not treating people right. That's what it boils down to. The hamster wheel is going to continue until
collection plate.
Until you decide to be integral. Like, if your agenda is to serve yourself, God is not going to multiply what you're doing. He not. Because you're going to, if it multiplies, then it's going to be revealed that you are not integral because you would just steal all that too. So right now you only got $2 to steal. If you got 200,000 to steal, you would steal it. And you would still say, as long as somebody up here playing, we can roll. That ain't cool. And I am just talking out loud and being brave enough to speak for the people who have been hurt by that, like me and Tank. It hurts bad, especially when you love it. So we love it. We love y'all. We love all the artists. We love all the musicians.
For sure. Nothing but love.
We love all the promoters. We love everybody. But people,
I got nothing but love for y'all.
But we know, y'all know who y'all is.
We got to tighten up.
We got to tighten up. And I don't know if Tank will be back no more this weekend, but this is real, Tank. I appreciate you telling your story.
Hey, man.
And keeping it a buck.
It's been gracious. It's been wonderful.
It's always good when we hang out and chop it up because we talk about this stuff on the phone, but
oh yeah, like
the crazy thing is, Tank, just like when you did the podcast, man, it's a lot of people. It's more people who feel like we do than we realize. So when we say these things, we're not just speaking for ourselves, bro.
Nah,
we're speaking for a lot of people.
It's a gang of us.
Yes.
It's a gang of us.
And yeah, that's what we out here for. That's what we want to. Me and Tank have done a lot as young men, as boys up into young men, and now we're like approaching old men. We not there, but we still young men, low key.
Speak for yourself, Doc.
But we have a responsibility.
I need an ace band right now.
Hey man, my knee. But we have a responsibility to pay it forward.
Absolutely.
We've been through, like what they say, I went through it so you don't have to.
Man.
We've gone through it so that y'all don't have to. And
do not have to.
And to the artist out there, you may have a producer in your camp. You may have a drummer in your camp. You may have a singer in your camp who has more knowledge about business than you. Don't be afraid to sit down with them. It's not taking away from you. It's going to bring more money to the whole organization.
Hey. Facts. Facts.
Yo.
It's okay not to know it all.
It's okay not to know it all. And just because you're the Holy Ghost power man, don't mean you should be the decision maker. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to chill. If you 2 years behind on your child support, you should not make the money decisions for your group.
I'm the one that's not politically correct. I'm the one that's Oh, good gracious.
And the reason why you shouldn't make decisions for your group is because you don't make good money decisions for yourself. I just made a funny joke. But what I'm saying is, if you don't manage your personal money well, if you don't manage your personal schedule well, but you're an amazing lead singer, get somebody else to do it.
I'm done. That
Get somebody else to do it.
I'm hit. I'm hit, dog.
Get somebody else to do it, man. Because there's people. And let me tell you why. Because there's people out here leaving their wives and kids to come on the road with y'all. It's people that have to kiss their wife and tell their children, "I'll be back in 3 days, 4 days," and then they come home with not enough money to pay their bills. And if they wife got a good job with benefits and stuff, they gonna be all right. But if she don't, they gonna go in the hole.
Boy, he just took me out. I'm fixed.
So we out. Hey man, you want to say anything?
Boy, it just took me out.
Hey, you tired, ain't you? Y'all, Shiy been here the whole time, but Jameer is on the way, so she behind the scenes working tonight so that she can chill, y'all. So
There she is.
we love y'all.
There she is.
Y'all don't have to do what y'all do. Y'all don't have to tune in. Y'all don't have to be here. But we love y'all. Y'all don't have to spend y'all time or y'all money. Oh, Tank's merch is on our site. We got the partnership.
Hey, simple makes sense.
Simple makes sense. Y'all go grab that. ROJAY.com. Gang. Tammy Valier, new thing out right now. Y'all go stream that. Her merch is also out. Trey Burgess, Happy and Free podcast out right now. RXS Entertainment YouTube channel. Y'all go check that out. He told a story about a quartet artist who was mad at him for working on his own project. Tank, you gotta watch it. Trey is another one who feels our pain. As a musician and a producer, he feels our pain. So y'all, we're not talking to bash quartet. We are not talking from a place of judgment or from an ill place. We're talking from the place of being advocates for people who have been misused.
And we want to see a change.
That's
it.
That's all. And the only way we can, it is one thing for us to complain behind closed doors, and it's another thing for us to use our platform, influence, and voice to ignite the fire. These conversations people will see, and some people may be thinking about these things, Tank. Some of these things may not have crossed anybody's mind, and conversations like this will maybe make one lead singer be like, yo, I should look into other stuff. I should come up with a fund to make sure travel, that rooming accommodations are made regardless of the promoter's cut in our fee. Like, I should care more about them because they did do this record and I just came in and led. They do drive. They do leave their wife and kids. They do pack their gear in the trunk. Yo, I do need to treat them better.
I was about to sing a song, but we on the benediction.
All right, we on the benediction. Tank, you want to close by singing your song?
Nope.
Okay, we're gonna close then. We love y'all. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow.